All right, welcome into another edition of the Second Half Draft Show. I am your host, Juice, joined by Headley and Drew. And tonight marks the end of our team-specific 7-round mock draft series. Obviously, next week starts the beginning of a new month, the NFL Draft Month, 2024 NFL Draft. So everything is coming to a head here. And we're going to turn our attention to some position rankings and really break down some additional prospects as we round things out ahead of the 2024 NFL Draft. So on tap for tonight, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, the Carolina Panthers, the Houston Texans, and the Cleveland Browns, our four remaining teams. The Chiefs, they have the 32nd overall pick, and Cleveland, Houston, and Carolina, all don't have first-round picks. They're all in the second round. So we'll round it out there. Headley, Drew, the Chiefs, first on deck here. We're not going to waste any more time. What do you think? At 32, what should be the focus here in Kansas City?
We can talk wide receiver. We can talk corner.
Of course, we can talk wide receiver.
They just lost Sneed. Obviously, who was that? That was to the Titans? Who was it? I forgot already.
Yeah, the Titans.
Yeah, so they need a corner, obviously, to replace him on B where he's supposed to be. And then left tackle, Donovan Smith, right? So I think those are the top three concerns for the Chiefs right now. You had Chris Jones, who they signed back, so that's not a concern. So I think it's those three positions for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
You hear him, Headley? He's sniffing. He's sniffing already.
Early.
It is.
Early. Yeah, so I agree with Drew. I think those are the top three needs for the Chiefs. Offensive tackle and wide receiver, I think, are the top two needs. So, they got to pick in the end of the first round and the second round, and to me, get the tackle early, because we talked about the wide receiver class is pretty deep. Unless a guy falls to you that you absolutely can't pass up. I like maybe like a Adonai Mitchell over there, or Brian Thomas Jr. I think both of those guys would fit really well in this Chiefs offense. But if not, man, let's go get a tackle. Let's go shore it up. You got Wanya Morris coming in for your boy Donovan Smith. So just add more competition there, and let's have a battle for that left tackle position.
They did bring in Marquise Brown, right? So they've added him. He's going to be expected to be the field stretcher, right? They've had kind of an amalgamation between Justin Watson and MVS, and they're looking to upgrade that. So they bring in Marquise Hollywood Brown, but they are looking for an X. They view Rashee Rice more of as their big slot. You know what I'm saying? The short to intermediate game, let him do his thing after the catch. Receiver certainly is on tap. You mentioned receiver and tackle being the biggest need. I think corner is a huge need, man. It's not that we don't like some of the other corners on the roster, right? Some of those young guys, Joshua Williams, I believe it's Jalen Watson, if I'm not mistaken. There's a couple other guys, Connor from Virginia Tech, but the Chiefs defense carried them last year, bro. Let's make no mistake about it. And I don't think the Chiefs defense has gotten enough credit in terms of that Super Bowl run that they just came off of. You understand that this team gave up no points off of turnovers. They had 4 turnovers. They gave up no points off those turnovers during the playoffs, right? They averaged, 15 points a game allowed? Like, a big part of that were your two corners being able to man up, be real aggressive, beat up receivers at the line of scrimmage. So I think left tackle and corner, for me, are the biggest needs. So let's get it underway. Let's see what happens here in this Chiefs 7-round mock draft. Got the quarterbacks going early. Okay. Looks like mock draft database may have adjusted something, although Alt went a little bit later than anticipated. Take a quick look. 25 Tano's on the board.
That's your left tackle right there.
Cooper, Kool-Aid. Do you get aggressive?
Kool-Aid.
Do you get aggressive about going to go get either the tackle or the corner, or do you let it play out?
I think we might get aggressive.
You're on mute. Excuse me.
I think Kool-Aid, this guy is an excellent man-to-man corner. He'll fit the Spagnola's defense really well. So if you want to replace L'Jarius Sneed, I think Kool-Aid is the perfect replacement there. And if you want to get the left tackle, man, Troy Fautanu, he shouldn't be this late in the draft. So trading up for one of those two players, I probably prioritize Fautanu. He's higher on my board than Kool-Aid. But, yeah, man, I think we could get aggressive for Fautanu.
Brian Thomas is on the board as well. So
Mm.
And to Xavier Worthy. I mean,
we got Fulgham going really late in this particular mock draft. So this is interesting because it touches on all three positions we said were the priorities, right? And you can rank them differently. But and there's 3 players on the board. Now, it's still several picks away. So you understand what I'm saying? But it's hard to argue with any 3 of these guys, right? Thomas and Fano, we weren't anticipating being on the board at this point, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's Fautanu because I like Thomas a lot. Like you said, they brought in Hollywood Brown, but Adonai Mitchell is kind of moving up my board. He's kind of like wide receiver 4A, 4B with Brian Thomas right now. Those 2 guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
if
we miss out on Brian
Thomas
now. Yeah, Adonai, the route run. He's a better route runner than Brian
he's a better
Thomas
route runner than Thomas. He is.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get where you're coming from. All right. Is there enough on the board to say, hey, you know what, we're going to rest on our laurels, or Drew, are you in the same boat as Headley in terms of moving up to select Fautanu?
I think you move up to get him because this is a team you just reload and let's go get it again.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. All right. So where to? Do we call the Bucks? We want to get ahead of Arizona, right?
Arizona, yeah.
Yeah.
They just lost DJ Humphries.
All right. So can we get it done with the 4th? Not quite. Let's give them a 4 next year and call it a day.
Moving up, what's that, 6 spots?
Yep. Yeah, we lose the 4th round pick and a 4th next year. But Fautanu, I mentioned it early. People are starting to catch on now. The consensus is starting to catch up a little bit here with Troy Fautanu. But Drew and I in particular, not that you've had him low, Hadley, but I think you had him as your 4th tackle. We've had him as a 3rd tackle.
Yeah.
For the balance of the pre-draft process. And we viewed him as a top 15, 16 overall prospect, and people thought maybe it would be crazy for the Jets to select him at 10. I don't think that's crazy at all. I don't think it's crazy at all. Now, obviously, they've went heavy in terms of veterans and free agency, but if Tyron Smith wasn't there in New York, I would consider Fautanu at 10 for sure. Right, so we're going to make this deal here.
The issue early on was, or I don't want to say early on, but when people kind of started to pay attention, it was, he's playing guard, right? So anytime you say a tackle is going to get pushed into play guard, that suppresses his potential or his draft stock, let me say. And until we kept pushing.
Yeah,
no,
we was on tackle the whole time.
He's a tackle. He's a tackle. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until certain pundits started talking and saying, actually, going back looking at the tape, this guy is actually a tackle.
It's weird though, man. It's weird, and I really do believe in our process because they didn't really start saying that until he tested at the combine, and I'm thinking to myself, well, he clearly moves well if you watch the tape. Yeah. There was no guesswork associated with his ability to move. So what's the problem? Now, of course, when those arms came in longer than Waga's, everybody was like, this is a tackle now.
When you gotta put it up against the guy who was people's tackle 3, now you gotta start asking questions. Well, wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. Were we off? Did we miss? Because people were talking about they were saying he had short arms and he ain't got measured yet. Like, what are we doing, bro?
We gotta push our
guy, bro.
Yeah, in Washington, it's the movement ability in pass pro. The feet and the hands is very, it mirrors each other really well. And he can move in the run game. To me, moving him inside would have been a detriment to him because I think he struggles a little bit with power. So, I was never on moving him inside. He's a tackle all day. And like you said, when he had those 34-inch arms and he showed his movement ability in the combine, which didn't really surprise us, it was like, now he's a top 15 pick. So, that's where we always had him. So, you just got to stay strong. We got to stay strong with our conviction. And eventually, they'll circle around.
Absolutely. I stopped the draft a little bit early here because I see, I guess it's a bit redundant with Hollywood Brown, who Xavier Worthy's still on the board here. The 31st ranked prospect in the mock draft database here, as well as Troy Franklin, Roman Wilson, Leggett, Jalen Polk. So some receivers still available, but it's still, almost 20 picks away from our selection here in the 2nd round. And then I also looked at corner, and TJ Tampa be a really good fit
Yeah.
in terms of what Spags wants to do defensively.
Yep.
Right. He really wants to challenge receivers. He's not going to give you a whole lot of time to get out into that pass pattern. And of course, he helps his DBs with the safeties as well, depending on who they're facing. So two players that I think, would be worthwhile, especially as you're, a team that's obviously in the mix for championship every year, right? With the quarterback, with the coaching, now with the way that defense is playing, championship caliber defense. It's one of those things where if you make 4 or 5 selections, you don't really bat an eyelash, because you make poignant moves and concentrated efforts in terms of getting exactly what you need in order to make another run. So what do you think about trading up here once again, or do you let it kind of unfold?
Yeah,
So-
for me, I let it unfold, man, because you mentioned Xavier Worthy. While he'd be a great addition, I kind of like guys under him a little more. It's particularly Jalen Polk, Xavier Legette. I like those 2 wide receivers, and then the corner position. Yes, TJ Tampa's a great man-to-man corner. Will be excellent in the system, but my guy Max Melton's right there also, another guy that could play man coverage for the Chiefs. So I'll let it ride, man. What you think, Drew?
Yeah, we gonna let it ride, man. This one you don't got to press, because I would say this: the 2 positions that are actually deeper than I think than any other position would be your receiver and your corner. So you don't need to press and push. Now I think for the receiver position, there is a certain point where a lot of guys that seem to end up being left are slot guys. So you got to pay attention to that a little bit more.
You got to keep an eye on
that. But the receiver position, I definitely think, the corner position, I definitely think you can wait, because there's just a lot of guys, that we like a lot.
Let's finalize our conversation here with Falatano. Dana brings up a question here. Did he let people in his chest in terms of your evaluation of his tape at Washington? Did that perhaps start the rumors in terms of him having shorter arms? What do you think?
No.
Unequivocally. No.
I didn't see it. I just think sometimes what happens is I think certain guys that are in the scouting draft community, they peg a guy for a particular position, and then people start to run with that, right? And I think that's what happened, right? Because if you go back and you're looking at the tape, I don't see any of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when I watch a tackle, like when I watched him specifically, I never questioned his arm length. Never questioned it. It's nice to know what that is, but for me, I never questioned it.
It never posed an issue. It never posed an issue. So
never. And if he had short arms, he was playing tackle outstandingly with the short arms, right? So,
Yeah, I have in my notes. I saw some reps where his hands got a little high and wide, and he lost balance a little bit, but that was against more power rushers. So, I did.
That was your question mark on him, right? What was the power? Was the functional strength?
Was the functional strength? But as far as mirror matchability, and his hands are great. I think he has some of the best hands in this draft class. But against power, sometimes it's a little too high, a little too wide.
Yeah, Dana, different technique to your point, right? He's not necessarily just keeping guys at bay with his arm length. He's trying to snatch them and get them off their feet, you know what I mean? And really finish the play. So different technique there. Mr. C cited, the conversation between Steve Smith Sr. and Pat McAfee regarding Xavier Legette and the fact that, it's 1 year of production. And the issue there is that, there was some development that needed to take place, right? He was a quarterback in high school, right? He was a guy that just put the ball in his hands and make him make plays, right? You can see the explosion on the field and everything. But the reality is that he had a lot of injuries. That's just been the issue. He struggled to stay healthy and remain on the field. So I don't think it's a matter of, just out of nowhere, he didn't necessarily have the skills. I think he's always possessed the talent, but there was some development that needed to take place. And of course, that development was slowed down because of the injuries over time. So there's a boom or bust nature to him. But like I said before, I said it very early in the process, I'll say it again. He's one of the guys that if I'm going to be wrong, I'm going to be wrong on Xavier Legette. I'm betting on his traits. I'm betting on it. All right. No problem, KJ. We're thinking receiver here in the second round, maybe corner. So we're going to keep an eye on it here with Kansas City. Drew, we lost Drew, but we hope to get Drew back. All right. So we'll keep it going. See what happens here. I'm going to keep an eye on the receivers. Polk.
Yeah. Oh, and
they're going.
That's who I was looking at for this football team.
Yeah. Franklin and Leggett are the two that remain.
Yeah,
and then
Malachi Corley more of a slot.
Yeah, after that, then we're talking about Baker, Rice. I think Burton, even McMillan, although he's played a lot of slot. Certainly Brendan Rice. I know we're I'm down on Tess Walker, but get him at the right price. I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? So something to consider here. So we'll continue to let it ride. Let's see.
Leggett right there.
Yeah. So the receivers are going, Drew. They're going. And Leggett staring us in the face at the 56th pick. What do you think? I guess his audio's still down.
I think, Jermaine Burton is a sleeper. KJ, Javon Baker also, and then Brandon Rice. Those are the outside guys. Baker, Burton, Leggett, Brandon Rice. Those are like the outside guys there. So I wouldn't be too mad missing on Leggett to take one of those other receivers like a Brandon Rice. I think TJ Tampa still on the board. That's a guy that fits his defense really well. Max Melton went before TJ Tampa. So yeah, I might prioritize TJ Tampa over Leggett at this point.
Okay. All right. I'm okay with it. We let it ride.
You got people up in arms, man.
Hey, man.
By Leggett?
Yeah.
Tampa just went. Legett's still there.
Legett's still there. There we go.
Okay.
He's still there.
There it is.
Let's go get him.
The trigger.
Maybe the injury concerns, depresses his value a little bit. Obviously it only takes one team, but certainly the fact that he only has the 1 year of production and the injury concerns throughout his career, he even got hurt at the Senior Bowl, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just been a consistent issue with him. Perhaps teams move him down the board. Some teams may not necessarily have him on their board, considering the medicals. So it's not a completely, erroneous outcome here. I think this is actually within the realm of possibilities. I just think he's a better player than 64th overall. All right. Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's so pronounced that it's one of those things where we're going to push him down the board because of the drops. I think there's quite a few guys who have more pronounced issues with drops than Leggett. All right. So Tampa went a few picks earlier. We're good with Leggett here, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we move up in the first round to get Troy Fautanu, who was sliding a little bit. I think that's an upgrade at left tackle over Donovan Smith. And then we get our ex-receiver with Xavier Leggett. I mentioned Hollywood Brown was added to the mix. Rashee Rice in the slot. And then, of course, Travis Kelce's still out there at tight end. So definitely an upgrade here to the Chiefs.
He retired
offense
yet,
for sure.
Brother.
All right. So we're up with the 95th overall pick. And, of course, the other position that we were talking about prioritizing was corner. My guy Cam Hart's there, man.
Yep. He can play press man. Versatility play inside, outside. I know McDuffie's your slot corner, but if you want to get cute, Cam Hart can come in the slot as well. Big guy, physical, tackles really well. He fits this defense, man. So, yeah. I think that's what we got to grab right now.
All right. Well, aside from the trade up, the board is falling very nicely here. Now, we did give up our 4th round pick in order to trade up to get Fautanu, but I think it's worth it. And as I mentioned before, throughout these 7-round mock drafts, I think there's a lot of talent in the 4th and 5th rounds as well, right? I think teams are going to come away with a starter. A number of teams will come away with a starter here in the 4th round. So, it is significant draft capital, but again, it's hard to argue with the first 3 selections here. Kansas City in our 7-round mock draft. And
like a team like the Chiefs, they're coming off of a Super Bowl championship. They have a great roster, so you kind of have to be aggressive. This is a team that can be aggressive, trade up, find the guy they want. If they lost a 4th round pick, it's okay, man, because you got a deep roster. And, so far getting Fautanu, Leggett, and Cam Hart, those are the 3 top needs and fits the offense and defense perfectly. So, great draft so far for the Chiefs.
Trash Man commented here, do you think the new kickoff rules change things on finding a guy who can return as well? There should be a lot more returns. I think so.
What is the new rule? Like, I didn't read into it. I just knew they did it. But I
It's
was
closer up, right?
Yeah, so the kick remains the same, but the actual coverage team is much closer. They're
Gotcha.
lining up much closer to the returning team. So you're
So
not getting those that huge run up collisions. You understand what I'm
car
saying?
crashes.
To the same degree. Yeah. So I think teams will definitely need to adjust for it. Yeah, man. This doesn't come as a surprise. Penix is a good athlete, bro.
That's another guy, bro. That's
He
another
chooses to be a
guy where
quarterback.
we got to stick with our conviction, man. And now everyone's coming around and saying he's a first round top 15 pick. So tape is for real.
The national championship. I guess that is kind of like falling off now. We've kind of dusted that off, and we're back to reality.
Yep.
Yep.
So
he had a strong postseason after that, man. The Senior Bowl, the Combine, he did great. He got the best arm in the class to me, and I've been watching quarterbacks recently, and I moved him up. He's QB2 for me right now.
Went back to the tape.
Yeah, because Drake Mays.
Yeah,
Drake Mays is an interesting guy, bro.
It's some inconsistencies.
And he got everything from the tools, size, everything that you want, and we don't want to miss on guys like that, like a Josh Allen in the past, where we saw some inconsistencies there, and offensive coordinator developed him, and he became a great quarterback. So Drake May has that in him, but just as far as the tape coming into the season, Michael Penix had better tape than him, and Jaden Daniels had better tape than him. So I'm gonna push Penix up to 2.
Can I ask you a question?
What's that?
All right, so I'm gonna challenge you. Right? I ain't mad at it. That might end up being it for me. Because that's interesting. But you say Jaden Daniels and you say Michael Penix. The boys have receivers, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Better supporting cast.
They did. They had the boys out there.
That's all I'm saying.
And they're both super seniors too.
Yeah,
they're both super
seniors.
A
lot of experience. So
more experience. So I think in terms of, to your point, Headley, out of the gate, I can certainly get behind him being, QB2 out of the gate. It's where do you project these guys?
It's a projection.
What do you think? What do you think it looks like 3 years from now is really the question. You know what I'm saying? So because I don't think a lot of people are going to argue with you that Penix and Daniels would be better starters perhaps day one. I don't think very many people are going to argue with that, but it really is a projection. And Drew makes a good point that, the supporting cast at North Carolina just wasn't very good, particularly this year, right? I think they were a little bit better in terms of their protection, but they didn't have the same weapons. They didn't have Tez Walker for the balance of the season. He obviously missed a number of games as well. So he certainly is more of a projection. But to your point, he has tools. That's for sure. He has the tools. Did you go back to J.J. McCarthy as well? Did you go back?
Oh man, I don't even have to go back. He's all over Twitter. You see it all on the X, bro. But no, I watched a good amount of McCarthy. I like McCarthy, man. So I'm gonna leave him where I have him right now as QB5. But yeah, man, I think McCarthy, he got some stuff about him, man. Especially in the pocket, his feet. What he does on third and long, in the middle of the field too, and that's where Drake May wins a lot too. In the middle of the field, 10 to 20 yards, more than the other quarterbacks. I think McCarthy and May shows better tape there, but. Yeah, man, it's close, man. I like Drake May, but it's just too inconsistent for me at this point.
Yeah, I think with McCarthy, and I'm still going back through his tape myself, I only see one speed from him. I don't see the touch. I'd like to see a little bit more touch from him. And I've made this point early on in the process that I don't think McCarthy is ready to play. Right, despite the fact that he led his team to a national championship and all of the intangibles that people are gushing over, I think you can make a case for J.J. McCarthy being a first round pick. You get the 5th-year option, but I'd like him to be in a situation where I don't have to put him on the field immediately. I'd like to get him a little bit more seasoning in terms of the offense, how to prepare, so on and so forth, and then go from there. I think that's the best situation for him. Omar, I know Omar's a KC fan. Asking our thoughts on the rugby player that's showing out. I'm not familiar with him, but I will say this: Veach. I know they're not the same type of player. It's going to be. This is more of a ball carrier, a skill position players. But Jordan Mailata and what Harry Roseman did with him, can't rule it out. He's a great athlete. Whether or not they're great football players remains to be seen. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this particular rugby player. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Let's jump back into our 7-round mock draft here for the Chiefs. We started with Fautano, Leggett, Cam Hart, no 4th-round pick. We traded up in the 1st round. Where do we go next?
Who's the best player available?
Yeah, that's how I was looking at. Best player available.
Kamara is the highest rated player here. Followed by Elijah Jones, Javon Foster, Javian Cohen, Eichenberg. There's you got Kalen King.
Cohen.
Can you go back to receiver real quick? Just check it.
How to go back to receiver?
You just gotta check it, man.
Okay. Slot guys right there at the top. Some bigger bodies with Jackson and Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Florida and Bud Means are pretty big too.
Yeah, I think Mo Kamara. I know he, that guy. Just the intensity he plays with. You got Karlaftis, Charles Menewu. You drafted Felix AU last. Was it the 1st round pick? The last pick of the 1st round.
Yep.
Last season. But I wouldn't be mad adding another pass rusher in the room with Mo Kamara.
Yeah, I think I would agree. I think that's probably where I would go. With Spags and that defense and the way them boys are developing the talent that they bring in there, and he doesn't have to come in and be a hero. He can just be a part of that rotation. I think that's a good good add.
Okay. I'm certainly comfortable with that. Well, what do you think about adding another corner, right? Sneed has been a mainstay for a long time. And we talked about guys with the man coverage skills. There are a couple more here on the board. Would you want to double up to give yourself a little bit more chance at it here? I know there's some other contracts might be expiring beyond the 2024 season, or do you prioritize the edge rusher here to add him to that rotation?
No, I think you're at the edge because I think one of those guys, those man corners, gonna fall, man.
Okay.
From 173, I think so.
All right. Now Kamara, if I'm not mistaken, Kamara's not the biggest. Now he's not the biggest, and again, we're kind of basically saying, hey, we want to cut you loose on obvious passing down situations, but in this even man front, he doesn't necessarily. He's not the traditional 4-3 edge. Let me put it that way. You understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
We're betting on that pass rush skill set here and adding it to the mix, considering that we plan on playing with leads, right? So Mo Kamara is the pick here at 159.
Yeah, I love that Mo Kamara rip move, man. Like you said, he's not the biggest, but he plays so big. He's strong at the point of attack. He's very physical. So, he did both. He did hand in the ground, standing up. I do project him as more of a stand-up guy at the next level, but we got to put the hand in the ground, pass rushing situations, 3rd and long, get after the quarterback. Yeah, I like the fit for the Chiefs with Mo Kamara.
All right, what's going on, Joey? See you checking in. Where is D Kit?
Took the night off.
He's AWOL, bro.
He didn't clear that with me. He didn't clear that with me.
I can tell you what happened, bro.
What happened? Oh,
yeah. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Why you playing with it?
KJ said Kamara's a guy. Okay, all right.
Now so we got Josh Newton there.
6th round. 6th round. Josh Newton.
6. Yeah.
Pritchett.
You got Josh Newton. You got your guy Jarian Jones. You got Nehemiah Pritchett.
No. That ain't my
It was a mistaken identity, bro.
Mistaken identity. That ain't my guy, bro.
Is he looking at the new number 8? Yeah, he thought he was
yeah.
The new number 8 coming into Florida State. I forgot his name right now, but
he wore 20 last year. He's an underclassman. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one, bro.
He's gonna be the top corner next year. That's your guy. You stamping it? You stamping it?
Stamping it?
I might have to stamp it, bro. I'm gonna give it a week or two, but I might have to
stamp it. So for now, he's number 20 or he's number 8. What is
he changed his number to number 8.
Okay.
That number 8 at FSU hold weight, so that means
mark the tape. That's the number 7 for LSU, like LSU.
But you notice Juice ain't stamped it yet, bro. So
I ain't stamped it yet.
I might have to stamp it before.
Why you scared, bro? Why you scared, bro? Scared money don't make no money, man. Come on, what you doing?
You know why I'm not stamping it? He's a damn Seminole, bro. That's why I'm not.
You can't stamp no Seminole. That's hate.
I don't know if I can stamp
a
Seminole, bro. I don't know,
bro.
Hey, man, it's hate. It's hate over here, bro. He's a baller, though. He's a baller. He's the one, bro. He's the one. Okay. Josh Newton, as you mentioned, Drew, certainly in play if you want to add another body to the interior defensive line, Christian Boyd
They got a
probably
lot of-
is the man. I know there's a lot of guys on 1-year deals. They got plenty of bodies, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of 1-year deals. Something to consider there. Solomon's still sitting out there as well as Thomas.
I think
Cohen has lasted a lot longer than I thought.
Yeah.
Durendo, and you know, I don't know if you guys have done a lot of work on Tyrone Tracy just yet, but
yeah, he's the new guy coming.
he's got a hive behind him.
Yeah, I've seen it.
He's got a hive.
Fantasy alert, as they were saying on Twitter.
Sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bo Braid is intriguing.
Yeah, they could add another running back, man.
I think so.
They're not bringing back McKinnon. McKinnon signed somewhere else. Because they need a pass catcher.
Anywhere else. I'm not sure.
They need a pass catcher running back.
Else.
Dylan Law would be a good name for them.
Love is actually a very good name, to your point. At linebacker, obviously Nick Bolton's the guy, and Chenal steps into the starting lineup, so I think they're good there. I think they might be in position to go best player available here. Although running back, I think is an area that they could address. I think about McKinnon that you can't count on McKinnon to be healthy. Whether he's on the roster or not, maybe one of the Chiefs fans will let us know. But he just struggled with injuries, right?
Yeah, I think I'm not mad going back to the wide receiver position. Jacob Cowing is falling too far down the board. You brought in Hollywood Brown, but what was it, like a one year deal for Hollywood, 1 or 2 year deal? So I don't know if he's part of the long-term plan. So adding a guy like Cowing that separates in the middle of the field really well, add him to Rashee Rice and Xavier Legette. I'm not mad at Cowing right here. Or Christian Boyd. I like Christian Boyd also, if you want to add more bodies to the interior.
Bro. You got to pick, bro. You got to pick, man. It's too much.
I think I might go with the sexy, bro. I might have to go with the sexy.
Cowan? I'm good with the Cowan. I'm good with the sexy. Listen, watching that Chiefs offense last year at points was terrible. Like, it was just awful, man. Guys not being where they're supposed to be. Guys not catching the football to the point where Tony, he missed the whole playoffs, bro.
So we done with Tony. We done with Sky Moore. We done with him.
Yeah, we gotta make.
I'm okay with that because they're not busting the great. They're not busting the great, bro.
As good as that defense was, how much better would that offense have been had these guys just been able to catch the damn football and be where they're supposed to be? So you got Cowing, like Helly said, who can separate. He's also got as Jim Nagy said, got a jetpack. Was it Jim Nagy? Jim Nagy said he got a jetpack in his back? I think it was Jim Nagy. I could be wrong. Somebody's fact check me, but
man, you gotta get your quotes right, man.
Now, and by the way, I can stamp that guy.
Who? Cowing? You going back to this? We just talked about this like the last time we were on the air, bro.
No, Cowing.
You stamp Jake Bobo.
Give me Cowing, bro.
Stop.
I'm not giving it Cowing, bro. Check the tape.
Really?
Show me tape, bro.
So
really?
So you want Cowing? Is that your guy?
No. I'm just giving Drew a hard time, bro. That's all,
okay.
bro. I'm just giving him a hard time, bro.
Sorry. I'll take Jake Bobo too. We can have them both, baby. What do you mean?
All the Arizona receivers. Arizona receivers.
Pause. Or they say no Diddy now. It's no Diddy.
Oh man. Diddy. Come on.
I'm just trying to stay up.
Diddy do it.
Yo. We get you Dylan Lobb right here, bro.
Yeah, perfect.
We could get Dylan Lobb. I just wonder if this is something that Brett Veach would do. I wonder. I think he would go the Garendo route. I think he might go the Isaiah Davis route, right? Go with the Sparky guy. You understand what I'm saying? But I understand your point. I understand your point in terms of getting a pass catcher. And Lobb is the top pass catcher running back on the board. So I'm okay with that. Let me take a quick look here at the corner position.
Yeah, they got Deneric Prince on the depth chart. That's their that's their Sparky guy right there.
Okay. All right. Evan Williams out here.
I like that.
David Thomas. They got to put more respect on his name.
It's the injuries, bro. I can't respect the injuries. Respect me. Can't do it.
Tooney struggled with injuries too.
Hunter Norzad, man. That's my guy, man, from Penn State. He can play guard. He can play center. I like him in the running pass game. You turn on the big games against Ohio State and Michigan. He showed up there. Yeah, he showed up. 64.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Norzad. I'm
Let's
leaning
do it.
towards him to get a little additional depth here.
So we went sexy, and now we going back to boring.
It's the trenches,
right?
I mean, what
This
you
is
want to do, bro?
This is Netflix. No chill, bro. We went with Netflix and chill to Netflix, no chill, bro. That's what we doing. Okay, well, I'm down with it. Go ahead.
Oh man, I would have went with the corner. I'll be honest with you. I don't dislike the selection of Jacob Cowan, but I would have picked Josh Newton with that pick. I'd take Newton.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, I don't think the Chiefs defense is getting enough credit for what they did the entire season, not just the playoff run. Now, the playoff run was special. It was special because you got to understand the Chiefs scored 0 points for a full game between the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl. For a full 4 quarters, they scored 0 points, bro. That means the Chiefs defense was doing something. Now, of course, the Ravens, they struggled too because they lost their minds in terms of their approach offensively. But the Chiefs defense deserves a lot of credit, man. A lot. So here we are, Drew. Go ahead and break it down for us.
All right, man. So we went with Troy Fautano, who we actually had to trade up for. I think we traded up with the the Bucks actually to get in front of Arizona, because obviously that's probably where we were thinking he would go. We had Adonai Mitchell on the board. We had Brian Thomas on the board. We had Xavier Worthy on the board, kind of decide for those receivers. We also had Kool-Aid on the board. I think that was kind of the bigger one there. It was between him and Fautano. We said we're going to do the responsible thing. We're going to do the CPGM thing. Excuse me. And we're gonna grab the guy who fits in this system, Troy Fautano. We don't believe in Donovan Smith. And then who was you said it was
Wanya Morris.
Wanya Morris. Yeah, it's Oklahoma last year, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we got the guy, top 15 guy for us for the entire season. And then Leggett fell to us. I think the discussion, I kind of missed part of the discussion, but I think was it a corner we were thinking about going for? Or were we thinking about trading up? We're thinking about going with trading up for TJ Tampa. Yeah, that's what it was. Yep. And then we ended up letting it run and went with the receiver and Leggett because TJ Tampa came off the board. Then we came back on 95, right? I-95, and we got Cam Hart, right? Who we really like in big corner, strong, physical, and can run, right? Not the fluidest of hips, but we'll take it. Spags will work that out, man. They'll get that figured out. Don't have to worry about that. And then we took best player available. We lost our 4th round pick by trading up for Troy Fautano. So we got best player available, Mohamed Kamara. Like Juice was saying earlier, not the biggest guy, but like Kelly was saying, man, plays strong, man, got moves. And he's a great pass rusher, good production this year. And then we went sexy. We went with the L'Jarius from Victoria's Secret. We got Jacob Cowan to add to that receiver room. And then we did Netflix, no chill. You know what it was, bro? It was Netflix and you fell asleep, both parties. And we got your boy from Penn State, Hunter, man. So to protect that interior, you can play center and guard there. So,
Haley, tell us a little bit more about Norzad.
Yeah, man. Put my notes up, man, because I just got eyes on this guy, and he impressed me. Like I said, when I put it on that Michigan tape and that Ohio State tape, he stood out to me on the interior. He could play guard or center, like Drew said. 1 second. I want to get my notes for this guy, man. Oh, the first rep against Michigan, it was no bueno, and I was like, ooh, he leaves his feet a lot. He lunges a lot, but when he doesn't leave his feet, he has really good hands and twitches to stay in front of defenders. Good lower body strength. You see him driving defenders back in the run game. He could that dual block, peel off, get to the second level. He could pull, he could locate. He's just a very easy mover, and I think he has the versatility to play both in the power scheme or the zone scheme. And I just love the way he attacks intensity. He likes to finish guys. You got to get nasty on the interior. And I think he's a sleeper guy in this class. I think he can play center or guard, be a depth piece for this Chiefs offense, and mirror matchability in pass set. So he's good in pass game and the run game. I just feel he just got to stop lunging, leaving his feet so often. If he cleans that up, I think he could be an eventual starter in this league.
They do a great job coaching up the offensive line there in Kansas City. I've seen some reclamation projects actually play pretty well. Now, there's obviously the debate about, the holding aspect of things, but certainly they're coached up very well. The Kansas City Chiefs offensive line is coached up very well. And of course, when they went through the process of retooling their offensive line, you want to stay ahead of the curve here. And I think that's part of the reason why I was in favor of drafting Norzad late. So we started the draft with the offensive line. We ended with the offensive line. We backfilled a couple of positions on the defensive side of the ball. And then, of course, we upgrade the offense. So excellent draft here for the Chiefs. And a lot of it just kind of fell to you, right? Outside of the Troy Fautanu who was sliding on the draft board, a lot of it just fell to us. So absolutely good draft, quality draft here for the Chiefs.
What round? I think end of fifth. I think he could start looking at him end of fifth round, maybe fall to the sixth round. I think he's a top 200 player. Once we update that big board, I think he'd be a top 200 player for me.
All right, we're going to turn our attention to the Carolina Panthers. We obviously have 3 more teams to get to, so we're not going to belabor the point any further. Helly, let's talk about what the Panthers need to do, what they need to get accomplished. Based on what they've done in free agency to this point, what does the focus need to be going into the draft?
Carolina Panthers, it's about providing Bryce Young more weapons and better protection. His first season, you could throw that away, man, because they didn't have the guys on the outside. You brought in Deontay Johnson with a trade, a very nice trade, a guy that could get open quickly for him. You drafted Mingo last season. I want Mingo more on more vertical routes down the field. I think that's where he won a lot at Ole Miss. Thielen's still on the roster. That was Bryce Young's guy last season, but I think we could add another dynamic receiver to help him. But the offensive line, man, especially the tackle positions, because you brought in Damian Lewis, Robert Hunt. I like those guys on the interior. You brought in 2 guards to help Bryce Young. He's a shorter quarterback, so kind of like Drew Brees in the past, man. You want to protect that guy right up the middle. Yeah, inside out. But Ecom, that was our guy, and he's kind of struggled a little bit. So tackle would be a position that I will try to target for the Carolina Panthers. He brought in Jadeveon Clowney to replace your boy Brian Burns from Florida State, but he's an older player. I think he's like a rental. So getting that eventual pass rusher opposite DJ Wonnum, because I like DJ Wonnum from Minnesota that they brought in also. So getting that pass rusher opposite him will be big. And you can add another corner if you want to. J.C. Horn has been hurt. You traded away the corner to get a Deontay Johnson. So adding another corner, I think, will be helpful for this football team as well.
They brought in Dane Jackson.
The slot.
They've done a lot of work. A lot of work.
Yeah, they did a lot of work. But it's been a good offseason for them. It's been a solid offseason for them. I think they've put themselves in good position here entering the draft. So 33rd and 39th overall picks, as Mr. C. Prasky suggested. You want to move up? Are you good staying put? I think you could go either way, right? I think you could make full use of the 33rd and 39th overall picks and get 2 starters, right? Or you could fall in love with a particular player and get aggressive and move up into the first round. So what are your thoughts here, Drew?
It's going to be tough, man. This is really going to be tough. I think I'm targeting a receiver big time. I think we need a big time receiver. I think they need an alpha in the room. I think that's what they're lacking. If a tackle happens to magically fall, I'm going to take the tackle over the receiver. But my eye is on the receiver in this scenario.
So you mentioned tackle. So what happens in terms of your musical chairs? What happens there? Do you try Damian Lewis at center, and you move Icky into guard at that point? What do you do? Because the thought process here is, as I understand it, it's Icky, Lewis or Hunt at left guard, Corbett at center. Again, Hunt or Lewis at right guard, and then you got Martin at right tackle. He's the mainstay. So.
Right.
What happens there? Who gets bumped out? Is it Corbett? Corbett's on the street at that point?
No, nobody's on the street. We're gonna hold down everybody. We're gonna have a solid offensive line. So we'll play it out. We're gonna have to see in training camp, right? The guy we drafted, though, if we happen to trade up for a guy or a guy falls to us, he probably gonna be the starter, and Icky gonna get pushed inside, or Icky gonna have to fight for his life, bro. It's do or die, baby.
I hear what you're saying. And it all sounds good, but I gotta have a plan, right?
No. Listen.
You gotta have a plan, bro.
Listen to me.
I'm listening. I hear
if
you.
a guy falls that's not supposed to be there at the tackle position, you're drafting him. I'm telling you, we'll figure it out, bro.
Okay,
whether we trade a guy later in the draft, right?
You're getting
we
the
talent, bro. We getting this sure thing, right? Because we know what Icky is at this point. Or maybe just battle it out I mean,
do we know what Icky is?
well,
I think he's a better guard.
Yeah, I was saying
think
maybe
he's a better guard.
out at maybe out at tackle we know, but not maybe so much at guard, right? And you can never have too many guards, bro. At the end of the day, interior alignment, you can have too many. So
yeah,
all right.
And I think corner is a sneaky position to need because, like you said, I said earlier, they traded away your boy, the speed guy from what's his name again? Dante Jackson. And the other corner who I like coming out, JC Horn, he's been hurt a lot. Yeah.
PS2. That's all I got to say.
That was a guy in that class. So
you stamped him? You stamping him?
Yeah. Come on now. Okay. Caleb Farley. Come on, Caleb. Come on.
We're throwing shots, bro.
No. First of all, Caleb Farley, man, ain't the man been hurt?
Yeah, he been hurt.
All right, so
just like Horns. But no. Stop it.
No.
Come on now.
No.
You're not gonna do that.
Because in my stamping of a guy, of him, I said if he stays healthy. Go back and listen to the tape, bro.
So again, Carolina fans, we're gonna get to this in just a second. So hang in with us for just a second.
Yeah, we gotta battle it out right now.
Drew, you made it the point to say that I had to eat the fact that Sammy Watkins didn't pan out, bro. Why didn't he pan out, Drew? Why didn't he pan out? Help me understand why he didn't pan out, Drew.
That man wasn't good, bro.
Suggest that injured. See, here we go.
Man wasn't good, bro. You know what I'm saying?
All right, you got it, bro. You got it. Let's get it underway here in the 7th-round mock draft for the Panthers.
Oh man.
Okay.
So we're thinking wide receiver here at 33. That's where we're going, right?
Yeah, them tackles not gonna be there. That's a pipe dream.
Well, Kingsley might be there.
Might be there.
Latu.
No, bro. No.
What?
Can't do it, bro. Nah,
come
man.
on.
It's too rich for our blood. It's too rich for our blood, man. Come on, all Texans. Right. What are you doing, bro? It's an insult.
Got L'Jarius Mims, Graham Martin,
can't touch him.
Jordan Morgan.
Come on, boy. Lad. Y'all coming around on Lad yet, man? Or y'all still?
I respect Lad, bro.
Okay. So
I respect him.
So
you gotta respect him.
I would like Lad in this offense.
You want Lad in this offense?
I like him because he'll be the Thielen replacement. You got Deontay and Mingo.
I need my alpha.
Throw Lad in there.
Where's my alpha?
Ain't no alphas on the board. Or who's on the board right here? Troy Franklin, not really an alpha. All the wide receiver ones are gone. Jalen Pope, I think he's a sleeper alpha.
Keon Coleman went to Kansas City at 32.
Damn, we should have kept our eyes on the receiver position. Maybe trade.
You got L'Jarius Mims over there. If you're looking at that tackle position.
Yeah, I think it's so at this point, yeah, I would be
just wouldn't draft the
guys on L'Jarius Mims, but I
would.
What's that?
You said you would right here. You would.
Yeah, I would consider it. But not based on what Carolina's done this offseason. They're clearly gearing up to play Icky at left tackle. They're going to give Icky another chance at left tackle. New coaching staff, new system. They're gonna see if he can play left tackle or not. So I think the heavy lifting that they've done already in terms of free agency along the offensive line puts them in position here to add a weapon. Right now, again, depending on how things play out, that could change. Again, they could get aggressive and move up if they feel strongly about a particular offensive lineman. But I think they're in a better position than they were a season ago, obviously, with their offensive line. Now, things could change as early as 2025, but I'm looking to add weaponry at this point. That's what I'm looking to add. And
would you add a Ladd McConkey, Troy Franklin back to back? Talking back to back.
No, I don't know if I would do a receiver.
Yeah, I wouldn't double up. I
brought in Deontay.
Maybe I would go back to receiver at 65, possibly, depending if somebody slides. But yeah, I probably wouldn't double up here at the top.
All right, I'm good. I'm good with the Ladd selection.
Can you check corners real quick? Let me see what the corners on the board.
Lassiter's the top corner.
Ooh, I like Lassiter.
Yeah, I'm okay with Lassiter at 39. I'm okay with him at 39.
If he lasts that long. Hold on, let me ask you this now. do we prioritize Lassiter over Ladd McConkey? Because I like Roman Wilson also. I think he does a lot of the similar things as Ladd McConkey. And you got your boy Ricky too. You know, that's Drew's guy, Ricky Pearsall, right there too.
Yeah, I think those guys are all kind of in the same bubble in terms of their skill set. So yeah, maybe you go Lassiter here.
Yeah.
And then whoever's there left for you, you scoop them.
Yeah, I'm with that.
So prioritize the Kamari Lassiter at 33 and then revisit receiver at 39, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
Right. Let's do it.
Lad's still there, bro.
Lad's still on the board, bro. We did that right.
It is.
Okay. So with everybody still on the board, you know what I'm going to say, right?
Trade down.
10 spots is a little steep. This one is 7 spots. Washington.
That's 7 spots with giving you. I think it was all next year stuff. If I'm not mistaken, it was two picks for next year.
Yeah. Let me check Green Bay real quick. We'll drop down a couple of spots here. If we can add maybe a 4. We can add a 4. Let's add a 4.
Still on the board.
There you go, bro.
Let's go get him, man.
All right. So, Ladd, Ricky Pearsall, Troy Franklin, Xavier Leggett. What you got?
Hold on. I think I pulled my. Let me check.
Ladd's my guy, bro. Out of those guys.
Joy said Kamari too slow, man. He's too slow out there.
Did he run a 4.5 at the pro day?
Well, it was mixed reports on that.
I think he did clean it up, but
he said there was mixed reports. I heard 4.6 and 4.5. Well,
I love the tape, man. I love
the long speed. The long speed is a question mark, but otherwise, I enjoy the tape too.
Yeah, physical guy, click and close ability. You know, they tried the speed before with Dante Jackson. You know, it didn't really pan out. So let's go get a guy help in the run game. Could beat receivers up at the line and just be physical, man.
Joe, I'm waiting for you to fight for your guy Ricky, man. I'm waiting for you to fight for your
guy Ricky, I was pulling up my list here. So I have Ricky as receiver 5 and Ladd as receiver 6, and I got Adonai Mitchell as receiver 7. So
dang,
you know where I sit.
The production with Adonai.
Also Adonai. I don't know that Adonai be blocking, bro. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. I know Ricky be blocking, and I know Ladd be blocking. So I don't know that Adonai be blocking. So
where'd you get, man? Which receiver you want, Drew?
I got Adonai at 5, Ladd at 6, Keon Coleman, Roman Wilson, Xavier Leggett, Ricky Pearsall.
See the hate, bro. It's just hate, bro. It's pure hate.
It's so many good receivers, bro. I had to slot them in somewhere, but I like Ladd and Roman Wilson over Pearsall.
Yeah, from a consensus perspective, Ladd is higher. He's higher based on the rankings that you just mentioned. So Ladd would be the pick here. All right, Ladd McConkey.
Ladd it up.
A nice A+, bro.
Next selection is at 65.
Nice
A+. See what we got.
Yo. The Get's still on the board, bro. I think you have to pull the trigger, bro.
I don't hate it.
I don't see a scenario where you can't not pull the trigger. I know some people might say wait for Javon Baker, but
Junior Colson. So they brought in who'd they bring in from Denver?
Josie Jewell.
Shaq Thompson is going into the last year of his deal. And I believe they're transitioning to a 34. So I might go Junior Colson here.
You might go Junior Colson?
You got Marshawn Nealon out here as well.
Bro, I just want to make sure Bryce got everything he needs because people done put dirt on the man name and they put dirt on the man name in the name of CJ Stroud, who was on a better football team, period. Right? They was talking about this is why you should have gone CJ Stroud and all this other kind of stuff. And it's like if they were to switch teams, I think CJ might have fared a little bit better, but I mean, not much better. That team Carolina wasn't good, bro. It's terrible.
Right.
See, the thing with Leggett now, so if we draft Leggett, we're pretty much saying Mingo He's out of here. Not out of here, but he's not a starter anymore. So we're going to go with Leggett, McConkey, Deontay Johnson. I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to give him Mingo that quickly. I think they didn't use him right.
Okay. All right. I'll back off then. I'm okay with that then.
All right. So as we look around, I know they made the commitment to Miles Sanders, but Miles Sanders doesn't look good, bro.
Yeah, they need to run it back.
Chuba Hubbard's going into the last year of his deal. I think again they're transitioning to a 34. So we got Marshawn Nealon, you got Jonah Ellis, Doyless Booker, Gabriel Murphy. Those are kind of the edge. Of course, Nealon and Doyless give you a ton of flexibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got guys who can play 5 technique or the nose here. Once you get past Michael Hall, I think Junior Colson would be my vote though.
On the inside next to Josie Jewell.
Yeah. I think long term that's who's playing next to Josie Jewell right there.
I'm down with
it. I
with
like Colson as a banger tackler. It's just the pass coverage. That's the thing I keep coming around with Junior Colson. That's why I have Jeremiah Trotter a little higher on my board than Colson. But
I like Colson more for 34 defense though.
That's
I like Colson to go and take on those guards a bit more. You know, a more physical brand. Not to say that Trotter isn't physical, but he's bigger. He's a bigger frame with Colson, more of a throwback frame. So that's why I'm leaning in his direction for this scheme in particular.
For this game, okay. I got no objections. I think I got Colson linebacker 4 right now, right behind Trotter. So they're close.
All right. Okay. So the last, I'm gonna throw another wrinkle in, right?
See, here we go.
Marshawn Nealon, bro. Like he's there, bro. Do you? They bring in Clowney. Who else is rushing the passer?
DJ Wanham, and they brought in Chase on from LSU.
Wanham and Chase on. Okay. I think we need to bolster that with the next 1 or 2 picks here. If we don't go pass rusher here at 65.
Yeah, and I kind of look at Nealon in this 3-4 defense as that 5 tech.
5-4.
I look at him as that, and put him right there with Derek Brown on the opposite side. Yeah, okay. I'm not mad at Nealon right here. I know they brought in Ashawn Robinson as well.
Let's think about let's keep our eye on Booker and Gabriel Murphy to bolster that pass rush. All right, so Junior Colson's a pick here in the 3rd round. All right, let's see how it plays out.
Got a little weight. So we're thinking running back. We're thinking still looking at, well, not necessarily looking at receiver, but it's still a thought.
We haven't gotten the offensive line, the tackle.
Yeah, and we haven't gotten the tackle too. This is true. Well, we said we're gonna run it? I think we said we're gonna run it with what they got. Yeah,
hey, McMillan's sitting out here, bro. That's great value for Jalen McMillan.
That is
great value.
Got big boy Johnny Wilson.
Johnny.
I think
Jonah Ellis, Gabriel Murphy.
Jonah Ellis.
It's getting thin here. A lot of those edges came off the board. So
I think those top 3 guys fits really well in a 3-4 outside linebacker role. Ellis, that spin move, Murphy with the hands, Solomon with the burst and closing ability. I like all 3 of those guys.
I'm leaning Jonah Ellis right here. I like McMillan a lot, though, I must say.
So
what is Mississippi Prassi for 102? I have to call him for 102.
What is Jonah Ellis rated? What do they have him as? What's his number? Just
80.
80?
And Jalen Wright as Mississippi Prassi mentioned.
Ooh, why y'all doing this, man? Why you keep adding players, bro?
He is my guy. And you got Marshawn Lloyd if you miss out on Jalen Wright. I think they do a lot of similar things.
I think Jalen Wright got a little bit more juice.
I'm concerned unless we're comfortable with Solomon at 126, which he may or may not be there. I'm concerned about losing the edge because Jalen Wright is intriguing. Don't get me wrong; he very much is intriguing.
Jalen, bro.
Blake Fisher at this point is good value. Foster as well.
Damn, bro!
A lot of good players out here, man. What about safety?
Safety. I think they brought in some guys for safety.
Jordan Fuller. They brought in Fuller from the Rams, and they got Xavier Woods, ex-Cowboy, right? He's been a Cowboy.
Yeah. Hicks and Bishop out here.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's. What is the most important thing right now? What's the most important thing right now? Most important thing is pass rush, right?
Yeah.
Let's go get Jonah.
Yeah.
Let's go get Jonah Ellis.
We need to prioritize Jonah Ellis. A lot of players that we like on the board, but that's the right decision. I agree. It's the right decision. It's not the fun decision, but it's the right one.
And the safeties, oh yeah, Hicks just went.
Yeah, they're going. Wright just went.
Yeah.
They going.
Yeah, they going.
Oh, that Theo Johnson would have been a good pick. That's another area that I don't love.
Tight end
team. Yeah,
tight end kind of weak. That's true.
I didn't really put alongside of these guys.
Yeah, the Jaheim Bell.
Got a Jared Wiley, Holker,
Eric All.
Yeah, if you're looking for pass catchers, Wiley is a guy, and Holker.
Yeah,
those are the two pass catchers.
Yeah, that deal hurts right there. That'd have been a good pick. All right.
Good at that. That running back.
Ty Key. I think Ty Key, one of the better nickel, one of those hybrid safeties that come down and guard the slot receiver. If we want another corner.
We have 126, 141, 142, and then 240. If we trade down a few spots here, we can add a 5th round pick.
No, I'm with KJ right here. I think the running back. I think we got to go with running back with this pick. Either Marshawn Lloyd or Bucky Irvin. Both of those guys. I think they're like I'm higher on Bucky too. Bucky's actually higher in my rankings.
Yeah.
But Marshawn Lloyd, he give you more speed. Bucky give you more of a even though he's not a bigger guy, what he does in between the tackles makes guys miss. Yards after contact. So it depends if you want a more dynamic running back. Both of those guys can catch out the backfield as well. I think Bucky Irvin led the nation in receptions, and then Lloyd, he could run routes as well. What you thinking, Juice? Running back?
I'm thinking Gabriel Murphy's still on the board. That's what I'm thinking.
We want that.
Again, I mentioned it earlier, and I think running back would be a nice addition. I think a running back would be a nice addition. You made the long-term commitment to Miles Sanders.
Bro, weren't you the one who brought up Miles Sanders? Bro, hold on, stop. Stop the show, bro.
Sanders ain't even starting for them right now. Hubbard kind of took his spot last season.
I did, but things have changed because Gabriel Murphy's is still on the board.
Bro, he was on the board before.
Yeah,
I know. Jonah. And we were anticipating that he wouldn't be on the board, and here he is still on the board. So, which running back do you want? Which running back do you want, man?
Which one you saying? What you saying, Drew?
Ray Davis. I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking but which running back you want?
I'm a Bucky all day, bro. That's easy for me.
Bucky Irvin's the pick then. There's your running back.
There we go.
I was thinking about doing that for Jalen Wright, not Bucky Irvin. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's levels to this thing.
Gabriel Murphy's still on the board right now, Juice. Don't worry about it, bro.
Well, then he's on the board, and we're picking him.
Still on the board, man.
All right. Lassiter, McConkey, Colson, Ellis, Bucky Irvin, and Gabriel Murphy.
Go to the tackle position.
Yeah, he probably ain't no guy here. I've been doing a lot of work on the tackles recently. Where's my guy? He ain't there right now. I've been liking that guy from Pitt. The guy from Pitt looks really well.
Oh, Glaive.
Gunglaives. I like Padal too. Padal is intriguing.
Bucky got that passion. I like that. Bucky do got that passion. I would like a Luke McCaffrey here. Good with that.
Luke. Oh, they go my guy Ty Key, bro.
There you go, Ty Key. Go ahead.
I think we gotta go get Ty Key.
Yeah, I think we gotta go get Ty Key, man.
You like Ty Key over Brownlee Jr.?
It's the versatility that Tyke can give you, man.
Tyke gives you
Tyke.
more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give you
All right.
more.
All right. Tyke Smith is the pick. And now we wait.
And now it's 100 picks we gotta wait, bro. It's a lot, man. The C
All
note,
right, so
isn't it?
let's talk about it. Let's talk about the draft to this point, right? Do you feel we've done enough for Bryce Young at this point?
I think we can get him a tight end. I think that's kind of where we missed.
Bro, we've drafted one offensive player. What are you talking about?
No, we drafted two. Stop it.
Bucky's an offensive guy.
I mean, he is, but I wasn't thinking about the running back position. You know, thinking about offensive line and thinking about receiver.
I think considering what they did in free agency along the offensive line, that kind of took the sting out of having to pour a ton of draft capital into the offensive line, That doesn't mean that they can't add pieces, right? But based on how the board's falling, I think we're underestimating, at least coming into this, I underestimated the fact that they're going through a transition in terms of their defensive scheme. And you have to outfit your scheme in order to play that defense. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I think we've gone a little heavier on the defensive side than I think I originally anticipated.
Oh, there's a guy that shouldn't be there.
A tight end? You need a tight end. I think Devin Culp, I think he has some upside from Washington, in the passing game. They didn't really use him much in the passing game, but I think he's going to be a better pass catcher at the next level. But
talk about
Christian Boyd.
Yeah, because we didn't get Nealon. We're talking about a guy that can play that 5 technique, that 4-eye. I think Christian Boyd could do that.
What you saying, Juice? What you saying? You want to grab the U?
No, I was going to suggest Kingsley. Kingsley gives you, or maybe one of the Michigan guys. They give you more flexibility. Matt Lee's a center. He's just purely a center.
Go down. Who's on the Henderson?
Charles Turner. Nick Monk.
Yeah. And who's the tackles?
Rouse.
Yeah, it's there.
Jeremy Blacks, Cameron Wolf.
My vote is to add one of these interior guys, either Nugent, Henderson, or Kingsley out of UF.
I like Kingsley.
That's my vote.
I like Kingsley over Henderson, Nugent, but Henderson does have that flexibility to play tackle and guard. So if we want to go with that versatility, I get a swing tackle. Maybe L'Jarius Henderson.
You know what I'm gonna say if you're saying that.
What's that?
Versatility, bro.
Mike Kingsley offers that too, but it's in the interior.
Interior.
Mm-hmm.
So what do they need? I'm okay with Henderson. I'm okay with Henderson. Because they didn't do anything at tackle via free agency. Nothing of note, anyway. Let me put it that way. Nothing of note. So Christian Boyd obviously is among the best player on the board, though. That's the other aspect of it. We wouldn't expect Christian Boyd to be available this late in the draft. So you prioritize perhaps these offensive linemen in free agency and go with a Christian Boyd here.
Right here. Yeah, because how many picks are left?
It's just the one, bro.
No. I mean, total.
In the draft, maybe 15, 16.
Maybe 15. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I think you probably be able to get one of those guys in free agency.
Just prioritize it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how we can speak to it.
Yeah, this one has gone a lot more differently than I had anticipated. I thought we'd spend a lot more time on the offensive side of the ball, but I think this transition to a 34 defense really forced us to place an emphasis on the defense, right? And considering the fact that you trade away Brian Burns, you need to take several cracks at improving your pass rush. So I'm not mad at it. Ellie, break it down for us.
All right, at the top, 33rd pick, we went Kamari Lassiter, cornerback from Georgia. You know, some issues with the long speed, but physical corner, click and close ability. Can tackle really well. Just bring some nastiness at the cornerback position for Carolina. You traded away Dante Jackson. J.C. Horn's battled injuries throughout his career, so getting that cornerback there for Carolina Panthers, we had to prioritize that. And then with the 41st pick, I believe we traded down here. We're looking at a lot of receivers, and we traded down, got an additional 4th-round pick. And then we got Ladd McConkey, one of the best route runners in this entire class. He gets open really quickly. Great hands, very strong hands across the middle of the field, yards after catch ability. I'm high on Ladd McConkey. I have him as a wide receiver, I think 6 right now. So they added a guy for Bryce Young. Bryce Young got Deontay Johnson to trade, added Ladd McConkey. I think both of those guys are guys that could win quickly, get open really fast in this offense. Then we went Junior Colson. Like Drew said earlier, they're transitioning to more of a odd man front, 3-4 defense. So we just wanted to get some linebackers that could come down, take on guards, could tackle. I think Colson is one of the most physical linebackers in this class. I worry a little bit in the passing game, but we're not going to really ask him to cover too much on this defense. So we like to fit there for Carolina Panthers. And then we went edges, man. We had to get a guy stand up outside linebackers, Jonah Ellis and Gabriel Murphy. Both of these guys are pass rushing technicians. Ellis wins with that incredible spin move, but he also has motors, a great motor, hand technique. And that's what Gabriel Murphy does as well, man. The hand technician, him, his Latu, and his brother. They put on a clinic last season at UCLA getting after the quarterback. So great additions there at the pass rushers for the Carolina Panthers. Like we said, they're transitioning into this odd man front. So getting those pass rushers and those linebackers are really important for this defense transitioning. And then we got Bucky Irvin. This is Drew's guy. Are we stamping Bucky Irvin to Drew? No. You ain't gonna do that?
I like him. No, I like him a lot though. But go ahead.
Nah. All right, but great running back in between the tackles. Breaks a lot of tackle, makes guys miss. Catches the football. He's a dual threat guy. They had Chuba Hubbard last season, Miles Sanders. So we wanted to improve that position, lead on the run game a little more, not put everything on Bryce Young. So we added Bucky Irvin to that running back room. And then Tyke Smith, my guy, man. I love him out of Georgia. I love his ability to come down in the slot, take away slot receivers and tight ends. Has the versatility to play up top also. Big hitter as well. He can tackle really well, played that star role for Georgia last season. And then Christian Boyd, another one of my guys, big body right there. Put him by Derek Brown, 5 technique. Get after the quarterback because he has underrated hand movements. Can get after the quarterback with that swim move. And he holds up really good in the run game as well. So just more depth on the interior. And that's what we did, man, for the Carolina Panthers, man. It was a defensive-heavy draft. Some people think, they need more offensive weapons. I think getting a tight end would have been big for these guys. But, we probably could get one, man. Trade for one in the offseason, man. But we got Ladd McConkey and Bucky Irvin to go with Bryce Young. So, yeah, that's the Panthers draft.
Yeah, I think that's probably my one regret here. I'm not mad at the fact that we went a little bit more defensively intensive than I think we anticipated going in because of just the way the board fell as it relates to some of these pass rushers, right? Jonah Ellis, Gabriel Murphy, generally not available as late as they were. So we made it a point. That that's part of the game, right? In this modern NFL is affecting the passer. And I think both those guys have an ability to do that. And we need it. We need it on this roster. Again, post Brian Burns, Gross Matos is out of there. A lot of transitions happening here, and again, was giving that a little bit more credence. Theo Johnson went 1 pick before we were on the clock in the 4th round, man. That one hurt. It actually led to the trade down here, or at least not the trade down, but we then pivoted to running back with Bucky Irving. But yeah, had we had an opportunity, and it's always a damn Bucks. It's always Drew's Bucks. Had we had an opportunity to draft Theo Johnson, I'd feel really good about this draft class. Really, really great about it. That would have taken the sting out of not perhaps getting a second edge rusher, but it didn't work out that way. But I think all these players we're fans of, and if I'm not mistaken, every single player that we drafted here is in our top 150. Every single one. Now, that's a good sign because most of the picks were in the top 150. You know what I mean? It just doesn't always work out that way based on who's being selected. You understand what I'm saying? So, and your positions of need. So I think that really does speak to what Carolina did in free agency early. They made it a point to address the interior of the offensive line, make sure that those guys up front are getting the job done. I don't think right tackle is an issue. We'll see. Icky has to take another step. He needs to take a substantial step here to be a legitimate left tackle, but they're going to give him an opportunity to do so. And as a result, we didn't necessarily add anything to the offensive line. Now, there were a handful of players late in the draft that certainly could be added, but there wasn't necessarily a starting position that was left vacant, right? It's more of a depth addition at this point. So we'll go the undrafted free agent route with respect to that. So all in all, I think it was a solid draft here. Drew, what was your favorite day 3 selection? And you can't say Bucky Irving. You can't say Bucky Irving.
Can't say Bucky Irving. Can I say Jonah Ellis?
Yes, you can.
Okay, just making sure I can. So as we know, Brian Burns is out the door. I think, what did they add? Let me just look at the roster real quick and make sure I get the names right. They added Jadeveon Clowney. Obviously, I think it's a 1-year deal. The Merc from Baltimore, and then obviously they have Chase Long from Jets. They have DJ Wanham on the other side, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking a DJ Wanham and then eventually a Jonah Ellis on this team. Jonah Ellis, he don't have the flash that Brian Burns has, but what he does have is consistency, a little bit of a technician. He's got some moves. He's another guy who will beat you with moves in succession, right? He's setting you up for the next play. Like, I might not get you this play, but I'm gonna get you next play with what I got coming for you. So, I think that's the pick that I was looking through because I knew he was gonna ask me, and I was like, that's probably the guy that's the pick I probably would that I like the most out of all these picks. So I would have went Theo Johnson, but we missed out on that one.
Yeah. I agree with you there. And again, this is at the Bucky Irving pick at that point. If Theo Johnson was still on the board, we would have gone in that direction. And then one fewer edge under those circumstances, probably Jeff running back at 141.
We would have laughed at. Yeah, we'd have lost Murphy.
Yeah,
we definitely probably lost Murphy.
But that's okay. That's okay under those circumstances. But like I said, I wasn't comfortable passing up Murphy, even though we have some veteran edge rushers that have been added. One of them, I think, is part of the long-term plans. Again, as you mentioned, Headley or Drew, you just mentioned it with Clowney. It's a 1-year deal. I'm not sure what the details are on Chason's contract, but he hasn't done much to this point. You know what I'm saying? He's always been kind of a rotational guy that hasn't lived up to his first-round building. So I'm not necessarily counting on those guys. If obviously if they play, above their heads, great. But I'm not necessarily counting on those guys. So I wanted to bring in Ellis and Murphy under those circumstances. All right. That's the Carolina Panthers. That's going to take us to the Houston Texans. The Texans are up next. Of course, they traded out of the first round. They had the 23rd overall pick, traded out of the first round with the Minnesota Vikings. They add some draft capital, including a second-round pick in 2025. So clearly the Texans feel very comfortable in terms of how those players stack up on their board. They probably have a lot of guys with a similar grade at the bottom of the first round and going into the top of the second or the first half of the second round. So they made that decision and recouped some draft capital in terms of what they traded away, obviously, to bring in Will Anderson. So we'll get the Houston Texans 7th round mock draft starting here. Drew, what are your thoughts in terms of how Texans should go about approaching this draft?
Looking at this team, man, and I know a lot of people, I've seen a lot of thoughts of this team should maybe go for a receiver. I'm not sure why, but that's an option there that people were thinking that they should go. I don't know, man. This is one of the teams that are kind of hard to look at because they're solid all over the place. It might be a best player available.
BPA,
it might be a best player available. Maybe you're targeting a strong nickel corner. I know right now the nickel is Desmond King, but I think they can upgrade there. Safeties are strong. Corners are strong. Well, I mean, you got Jeff. Well, wait a minute. Minute. You got Okudah and you got CJ Henderson. What do you?
No, you got Okudah. You got Okudah, bro.
You got Okudah? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Don't throw in CJ Henderson. We know.
He on the roster, bro. He on the roster.
Appreciate you there, Dynasty Football Key. Thanks for joining us. We got 2 more 7-round mock drafts slated this evening. I'm with you there, Drew. I think corner is definitely an area of concern. I think at 42 that they're in a decent spot to address it. I don't think it's as big a concern as they thought, or perhaps they're leveraging the depth of the position group, right? Because they traded out of the first round. You know what I'm saying? At 23, they probably have their shot at Kool-Aid, maybe a Cooper DeJean because he hasn't been able to test. Perhaps Wiggins. I'm not sure about that. I actually don't believe that, but they could get a guy that may actually have a first round grade on them. But that goes back to my original point. They probably have a lot of guys, whether it be receiver or corner, because I think those are two areas that they need to address with a fairly close grade here, right? Between 30 or so picks. So definitely think receiver and corner are the positions that jump out at me. I think either side of the line of scrimmage, they could stand to improve that as well. What do you think, Heather? What are your thoughts as I get the draft started?
Yeah, I'm with you guys with them trading down. We said that receiver and corner probably the two deepest position groups in this draft class, and they probably looked at their board and were like, we don't really got to stay at 23 because some of these receivers and corners that's going to be there in the second and third round, we like them just as much as some of these first round guys. So, that's probably was part of the process of why they traded down back into the second round. So, yeah, I think receiver and corner, the trenches, we can add more guys along the trenches. I love the Daniil Hunter signing, pairing him with Will Anderson after he lost Grenard from Florida. So the Alshire, the middle linebacker, I like that also. So, yeah, this is a team. Their roster is pretty stacked, man. So we could just let the board fall to us and see what the best receiver and corner is at 42 and 59.
Well, I know who I'm drafting right here, bro.
Darius Robinson.
Darius Robinson. Bro. It's not even a discussion. It's not even a discussion. It's not even a discussion. I'm gonna go Robinson over.
They got Hunter. They brought in Hunter.
I know. I just don't know.
No. I'm talking about Heather was talking about Chop. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Heather.
Oh, my bad.
You.
Okay.
I'm actually pointing at you right now. In the screen.
Are you
pointing at you? No. I think Heather mentioned Chop. I believe that's who you thought you may have been talking about.
Oh, you're talking about Darius Robinson.
Yeah. I already knew you were talking about Darius Robinson. Dana mentioned interior offensive line. Kenyon Green, bro. Like,
what's going on?
So guard is a concern.
Good at inside
interior.
Cooper BB Christian. I mean, they could fix it right now.
Christian Haynes. Yeah, Christian Haynes.
Fix it right now.
I like Haynes.
Tunsil, Howard, Jarrett Patterson, Shaq Mason, and George Fant. So you're saying Howard, left guard? Because Shaq Mason I think he got traded back to the
I think Fant played well. So they may leave Howard at guard. I assumed they're going to move Howard back to right tackle. That's what I assumed. Okay. What does George Fant's contract look like? Or Dana's maybe looking at she's looking at an older depth chart, I believe. I think that's an older depth chart. Let's double check that real quick before we get
it. Fant's not there. It's I got Tunsil, Green, Scruggs, Mason, and Howard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're moving Titus back to the right tackle position. Love Shaq Mason.
Interior line is a question mark for sure.
Yeah, that left guard.
And I might put Jordan Morgan there. I might move Jordan Morgan inside. It's a lot of good players on the board.
I like that. Would you Heather, would you take Jordan Morgan over Christian Haynes there? It's tough.
Christian Haynes is my guy. I probably prioritize Christian Haynes over Jordan Morgan.
Mm-hmm. So are we prioritizing? I can't speak. O-line over interior O-line over
the corner and the receiver. What receivers out there?
And pass rush, bro. Pass rush.
Whoa,
it's out there.
Why y'all disrespecting Cooper Beebe like that? Why y'all disrespecting Cooper Beebe?
No, I'm not disrespecting.
It's a system. It's a system, right?
Fair enough.
Yeah, the zone scheme. Christian Haynes, his athleticism, get to the second level. But Adonai Mitchell's on the board, bro. You talked about wide receiver, adding him with Nico Collins and Tank Dell. That's explosive.
Is that a need though, bro?
Yeah.
Like that's not the reason why they didn't.
It's not desperate. It's not a desperate need. It's not a desperate need, but we got to be careful. Just purely drafting for need, right? We got to be careful with that.
No. But board is meeting. We meeting the board. This ain't no. This isn't a. What do you mean?
At the 9.
Wait. What are you talking about? Board meets what? What position are you talking about?
Board meets Sneed. Interior O-line. Bro, listen.
As it relates to Jordan Morgan, are you referring to Jordan Morgan?
So I'm fine with Jordan Morgan. Listen, you want to draft Adonai Mitchell?
Drew got the hate on Adonai, man.
No, there's no hate, bro. It's not a need, bro. It's not.
Well, let me put it this way. Nico Collins in the last year of his deal.
He's coming back.
Tank Dell's coming off an injury.
Let me cook, bro.
All right,
let me cook.
Just make sure
Tank Dell's coming off the injury. Nico Collins is in the last year of his deal. Obviously, they're going to. Well, the plan I would imagine is to extend him, right? Whether it be a tag that then leads to an extension or an extension outright. Tank Dell should be healthy, right? But Robert Woods last year his deal. Noah Brown in the last year his deal. I think they have another receiver, if I'm not mistaken, in the last year his deal.
Johnny, what about John
Mechie?
I think Mechie has
the inside guy.
2 years left.
Right.
Yeah, I think he has 2 years on his deal, and then Xavier Hutchinson. You know, I'm not sure how strong you guys feel about him.
Yeah,
but I think they could stand to add a receiver.
So
it doesn't have to be now. What I'm saying is, I'm just saying that
you got it, bro.
There's a case to be made. There's a case to be made.
Bro. No, there's not, bro. Case closed.
Case closed. So who do you pick me right here, Drew? If you're not going Adonai, Darius Robinson?
Jordan
Morgan.
Darius Robinson or Jordan Morgan. Those are the two that I'm fighting for. I'm standing on the table for. I'm trying to be.
I like Christian Haynes and Adonai and Christian Haynes. Those are the two guys I like. Yeah, break the tie, Juice.
Juice going to Adonai Mitchell. Let's pull the damn trigger.
I'm going with Mitchell. I'm going with Mitchell, bro. Like, he's been on the board entirely too long, bro. I'm going with Mitchell, bro.
Pull it.
Gonna be out there running routes and not blocking. It's all right, bro. Bro, I'm just trying to win, bro. It's all about winning, man. Winning my arguments.
There's Christian Haynes right there.
Yeah. There you go. All right, that's good. All right, that's a good move.
DJ
you gotta look at us, bro.
Drain, Cam Hart.
Nah. Pull the trigger, bro. Pull the trigger. It's a good move. It's a good move, man.
I'm hearing toxic, but your boy Patrick Paul might go in the first round, bro. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, of course.
Nah, he ain't no first round guy.
That's what I'm hearing, bro. Who's at the second level?
Yeah, they got Toa. They got
young guys, Toa and Christian Harris.
Yeah, and then they brought in
Alshire.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
So
there you go. That's what I was missing. All right. So Christian Haynes right here at 59.
Let's see.
Was looking solid out here, man.
They sleep. I guess they feel it's the need is very low on the totem pole, I suppose. All right, for 386. Add a pair of 6. That's not moving me. All right. Hart, James, Phillips, Carson, Green, Jones are your top corners. This is Isaac, Ellis, Brandon Dorless, Mason Smith, Dwayne Carter.
Brandon Dorless for me, bro.
Yeah, it's usually the Dorless, bro. A lot of good backs still out here as well. Drew?
I'm good with Dorless. That's a solid pick. It's a strong pick for them boys. And then Joe Mixon, they traded for Joe Mixon. That means what? He's on 1 year deal, or did they sign him? They locked him in.
No, I think it's a 1 year deal.
1 year deal. Okay.
I think so. I don't recall hearing anything about an extension to this point. All right.
There go your Andrew Phillips right there. What's their safeties look like? That's one position I did not look at.
BTD, Taiki, Sionvaki, Bo Braid. Heather, you're quiet.
They got Jalen
I'm
Petrie
looking at
and
the
Jimmy Smith.
roster.
They got Lonnie Johnson. They brought in Lonnie Johnson. They got Eric Murray,
Probably
MJ
corner.
Stewart.
They extended Dalton
Yes, corner.
Schultz. Yeah, I think corner is the need.
Corner.
So who's the player?
I like Elijah Jones.
What they play with that zone coverage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
more zone over there.
Yeah, I like Elijah Jones as well.
So let's wait on Jones then.
Wait on Jones, okay.
We got 127 as well.
Oh yeah, we do. Okay. You was thinking about tight end, huh? But Dalton Schultz then.
Yeah, they
signed
extended
that
him.
deal. Yeah.
Maybe how you feel about the running back position? Mixon, he's getting older. They just brought him in. They got your boy Pierce. What do you think about Pierce, Drew? You think he's a long-term answer?
Drew thinks he's a Hall of Famer, bro. What you mean? That's the Gator, bro. That's the Gator. I like Pierce. He struggled this past year, but I like Pierce.
Yeah, I think they got to pair him with somebody. I think you got to consistently pair him with somebody because the way he runs, his running style is not conducive to last an entire season.
They're saying the system, man. The system changed for him. I think hampered his game going to that zone.
So we need to get a guy that's gonna fit the system.
Yeah, we can do that later on.
Okay.
Who's on the last line of defense? It's Petrie and
Jimmy Ward.
Jimmy Ward.
What's Jimmy Ward's contract look like?
Let me look it up.
Yeah, DTD would be a nice fit for this DeMeco Ryans defense.
I think it's a short deal. It's a last year deal.
Do we have enough last year's deal, right?
Yeah, it's last year's deal. They brought in Lonnie Johnson, which obviously not sure how long that's going. Yeah, I think we good, bro. You could DTD.
Yeah, DTD.
Let's
go get him. Allow Petrie to kind of play more in the box. That's kind of where he belongs, man. Around the football, Jalen Petrie.
And who are we talking about? 127, the corner, right?
Elijah Jones.
Yeah.
Elijah Jones.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, and we can look at a running back at 188, see what's there. What about the down line? I know they brought in a lot of different names, a lot of moving parts in terms of the down line. But who's up front?
They brought in Danico Autry from the Colts, and then Fatu Kasi from the Jaguars. Brought in those guys.
They got Tim Settle also, and they got Mario Edwards as well.
Yeah, they got big.
It's a lot of guys. A lot of guys in that interior specifically. Yeah. But we don't want you to touch our linebackers.
Your boy right here, though. Boy right here.
Your boy B.
Would be a good fit.
They could also use that third edge rusher. Because after Will Anderson, Daniil Hunter, you got Barnett. He's getting older, so that third edge rusher wouldn't be bad also.
Again, I think
Xavier Thomas.
Maybe Xavier Thomas.
Later. Xavier Thomas later. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
JJ, they brought in 2 D tackles.
Yeah.
Fatu Kasi and Danico Autry.
So we want to go.
Is that Dwayne Carter?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played. I think he played 3 technique, bro. I think that's the guy that can play anywhere. To be honest with you, on the defensive line, Dwayne Carter.
Yeah, he could play defensive end. He could play 4-eye.
Yeah.
I don't know about the nose. Do you think he'll hold up in the nose? I know he's powerful, but he's not.
That might be the one where you might, kind of, you don't want him in there doing that every play over and over.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's probably I don't know, that 4-eye 3 technique. That's probably where he'll make his living. So, yeah, is he still on the board, Dwayne Carter?
I think he's gone.
No more. Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Right.
He's gone. Yeah.
Okay, let's make sure. Okay. So we got the receiver, interior O-line. We got Dolis.
I'd say a Boygby or a Garendo here.
I'll go with Boygby over Garendo.
You listed quite a few names, Drew, in terms of the down line, but I imagine those are Mostly shorter term deals.
Short terms. Yeah, I think so. All right. So we got some guys left. All right, let's go your boy from Alabama.
All right.
Because somebody in that running back
longer.
will be there. You got 50 picks to wait. 50 to 9.
Adonai falls all the way to 42. And Christian Haynes, Brandon Dorless, DTD, Elijah Jones, and Boykby. It's a good haul so far, bro.
Yes, sir.
Oh, a lot of guys that we expect to go in the first round that was sitting there at 42. And I think that's what Houston is anticipating.
Yeah, somebody going to fall and they're going to scoop them, whoever that be.
All right. You got Cody Schrader. You got Kamani Vidal, Kendall Milton. Blake Watson's been getting some love here as of late.
Let's go.
I got Michael Wiley at, man. Already got picked? Yeah, he already got picked.
Yeah, he out of there.
You mentioned the edge. Looks like Xavier got picked.
Mm-hmm. Everybody got picked. It's a clean house.
Yeah, you bought ZTF.
Yeah, I got my guy ZTF still there.
Yeah, I'm with ZTF.
So ZTF and then
I like Cody Schrader.
Or you want to go to Cody Schrader first? Well, we taking our life in our hands.
I think you might have a few more running backs available. It depends on how strongly you feel about Cody Schrader.
I like Vidal also. So I think we go ZTF first and then come back to the running back.
Okay. All right, let's do that. ZTF here at 238. And then we'll see who's available for us. Schrader's still there.
Got them both. Both of them there, bro. There we go.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Both of them. All right.
The only pick that was bad, according to this, is Christian Haynes' pick, bro.
And I think it was based on the database's assessment of need,
rankings,
right? You do have Kenyon Green there. It's just that between injury and ineffectiveness, we're not going into this season without there being some competition at one of those guard spots, right? Shaq Mason has the other one locked down. We want to add Haynes to the mix, and of course, when you talk about the scheme and the fit, it's perfect. Christian Haynes fits it very well. So Kenyon Green might be out of work here, at least in terms of the starting lineup. So Adonai Mitchell, Christian Haynes, Brandon Dorless, DTD, Elijah Jones, Boykby, ZTF, Cody Schrader. This draft worked out interestingly because I think at least one player that is like our guy in this particular draft class, right? And Headley, I know you're even, as much as I like Adonai Mitchell, I think he might be the highest among the three of us here. So discuss Adonai a little bit.
Well, he burst on the scene freshman season at Georgia, put up some big numbers there. Then he transferred. He transferred out of Georgia, went to Texas. He's kind of gotten forgotten about at Georgia, so he went over there to Texas in that high-octane offense, and, he produced. I like his way how he stacks DBs, tracks the ball really well. Great mover for his size. He's a 6'4" guy, but he moves like he's like 5'10", 5'9". Just the movement ability, the route running. And he's an excellent red zone threat, man. Really strong hands in the red zone. The speed. He's a 4.3 guy. He's not Xavier Worthy 4.2, but he's running a solid 4.3 40. So they said Nico Collins on the last year his deal. Tank Dell coming off an injury, and I was always against Texans getting a wide receiver, but Adonai Mitchell, man, he fell too far to 42. So I think we had to scoop him up there, and he's gonna be the guy for CJ Stroud for years to come.
Let me ask you a question. Do you see the 4.3 speed on the field consistently? Because I don't. But
he stacks DBs. He gets behind guys. So I think he opens up. I think he's a very deliberate route runner. So he's not out there just out off the line of scrimmage, just juice. He kind of feels it out.
He's setting guys up. He's setting guys up. He's setting guys up. And I think it's an interesting question that you asked, Drew. And I think I want to spend a little bit more time to unpack it a little bit. It's not unlike Ladd McConkey, right? Ladd McConkey is a 4.3 guy. Mm-hmm. He doesn't necessarily play at 4.3 because he's this route pace, right? He's setting up defensive backs. And I think that's what plays at the next level, even more so than raw speed. You understand what I'm saying? Raw speed can be bracketed. Raw speed can be mitigated based on how you affect the guys at the line of scrimmage and so on and so forth. But if you can set defensive backs up and play at different speeds, right? Hit the gas, hit the accelerator, or throttle it down, whatever the case may be. I think that makes you that much more effective. So I understand your point, because I had the same kind of thought process as it relates to McConkey. It was like, okay, how fast is this guy? But when you watch him, he's very deliberate in terms of what he's doing in order to set up the defensive back. So yeah, definitely on the board too long here in terms of Adonai Mitchell. Christian Haynes, as I mentioned, he's a perfect fit for what they do in terms of that outside zone along the offensive line. There's a need there in terms of interior offensive line. Brandon Dorlus is a guy that, we've banged the drum for a long time, a couple of years now with respect to Brandon Dorlus. I expect to hear his name called in day 2. And then, of course, we get him at the 86th overall pick. Drew, what are your thoughts on DTD, man? How do you think he figures into this Texans defense?
Oh, first of all, he's safety 3 for us. Well, I don't know. Is that for us?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Unless Helly's moving Jaden. You're moving Jaden back up. You're moving Jaden back up, aren't you?
I'll move Jaden Hicks back up.
You're moving Jaden back up.
That's why
he got the size. He got the size over DTD, but I love DTD as a player, though. That's one of my guys. Is he one of my guys? DTD?
No, bro.
No. Jaden Hicks is your guy.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Correct.
Like, what's happening?
I'm trying to get them both.
No.
I'm trying to get all the Mikey Smith, Javon Bullard. I'm trying to get them all, man.
You can't get them all. You can't get them all because Cam's my guy, bro. You already know.
The other safety that you can grab, bro, is
Dominic Hampton.
No, it's Bo. No, it's Bo, bro.
Bo Bray. You can have Bo Bray.
Yeah, that's what you can have. That guy, man. No, but DTD, how he fits in this scheme. I mean, he can play the nickel position. I think in terms of him playing that nickel position, though, he's got some work to do in terms of figuring out what he's going to do as the receiver approaches him. Are we turning and running? Are we getting a hand on a guy? We're not standing there flat-footed trying to jam a guy. So I think that's something that can be fixed very, very quickly in terms of his technique. He's a guy who can play the free, he can play the strong. He gives you versatility. What did I say, bro? I coined this way back when, bro. What was the saying that I said, bro?
Versatility is the new safety.
Bro. You heard it here first if you never heard it.
It was many years ago. Drew coined it many years ago.
Listen, that's what it is for the safety position, man. And I think he gives you that. I think you have to have that this day and age. You can't just have that strong guy. You can't just have that free guy. You got to have that guy who can come down in the box. You got to have that guy who can play back, play the single high if need be. Guy who can come downhill, tackle, or a guy who can blitz, man. I think he has all of that. I think he's got to clean up the tackle a little bit and work on that slot work in terms of what is the plan when the receiver's heading his way if he's in off coverage, as I like to call it. So, but I think he's a solid safety 3.
He does give you that flexibility, but I think they're a better defense with Petrie in the slot. I think there's a better. I mean, I shouldn't say better defense. I think he's more effective when he can play closer to the line of scrimmage. So he can affect the game more that way. So DTD kind of gives you that flexibility. Yeah, it's very much a too high league. It's very much a too high league. But I'm okay. I'm okay if Petrie takes the majority of my snaps in the slot.
Yeah, that's kind of where I like. That's why I like
safeties. I forgot about
DTD, the free safety spot, because DTD is very comfortable deep down the field. Really excellent range. Can play the ball in the air. He'll come up and bang, but like Drew says, he'll miss some tackles also. And he was a little stiff in coverage, but in the East-West Shrine game practices, he had some excellent reps in coverage, man. If you're looking for a game, Dana, I like what he did in that Oregon game. It was a play where Bucky Irvin was in the open field, and he came up and tackled Bucky Irvin, man. And that's impressive because Bucky Irvin,
very few are capable of
super
that.
elusive guy, man. So, that game kind of opened my eyes up to DTD.
That's them KJs. This is not a Drew question. This is a Juice question.
He's a Miami Hurricane fan. That's a disclaimer. He's a Hurricane fan.
But there's no need for a disclaimer. There's no need for a disclaimer
because
I've been very consistent. I've been very consistent about my feelings regarding James Williams. I think James Williams is a liability at safety.
There you go.
I think they're going to try to transition him to play more linebacker, nickel linebacker at the NFL level. And he certainly has the frame and the physicality for it. But angles, instincts, diagnosing, he has a lot to learn from there. You bet on the traits day 3. But again, I mentioned it last week. there were talks going into the 2023 season that he might be a first-round pick, and I never saw it that way. You see the splash plays, but snap to snap, the consistency just hasn't been there. There was an injury in 2022 that he was getting over. So really, really intriguing, athlete. But I think he's more athlete than actual headsy football player being able to play on the back end. Move him to the second level, we can see what happens as maybe a weak side linebacker in a 43 defense. Solid player, but definitely not as good as I think, people have made it out to be. What people are going to gravitate towards is the physical skill set. So that's my diatribe on James Williams.
Them kids, don't worry about it, bro. It's all good.
Hey,
we all Florida teams.
Here's the difference. You're not spending a top 10 pick on James Williams. That's the difference with respect to Jamal Adams. And I thought Jamal Adams, when he entered the league, was a much better player than he ended up being when it was all said and done. Right? Yeah. And when you take a player like that, he's got to be a little bit more, as Drew mentioned, you got to be more versatile. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be a guy that, okay, I blitz well. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be a more well-rounded player than that. So there you have it. All right. I like it. I'll make one mention of my guy in this class. And again, I think we all have multiple guys that we really like in this group here. But Elijah Jones, man, I think he could be one of the steals in this draft, especially if he falls to day 3. I wouldn't let it happen. But he gives you 6'2" size, speed, ball skills, excellent boundary corner. Not a lot of publicity because he played up there in Boston College, but he had 5 INTs this past year. He had, I'm gonna say it again, he had your boy Keon Coleman in jail. He had him in jail. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a really good player. He and Cam Hart are among my favorite corners because they present the size that you don't generally get among corners, right? And the ability to play good man coverage, even off man coverage. I think Elijah Jones is pretty good in that area too. So nice haul here for the Texans. And like I said, it worked out perfectly. You could make the case, obviously, for drafting Adonai Mitchell at 23. I'd probably go corner. I'd probably go with like a Kool-Aid or something like that. But you could make the case for it. To get him at 42 is obviously a ton of value there. All right. That's going to do it for our Texans 7-round mock draft. We have one more this evening. This is actually going to be our final mock draft, team-specific mock draft for 2024. It's the Cleveland Browns. So as I get that situated here, Drew, what are your thoughts on the Browns? What do they need to do? How do they attack it in the 2024 NFL draft?
Well, this is one of those teams I don't pay attention to, but I got the roster in front of me. It's a handful, bro. It's like I can't mess with them.
Bro, you know I repurpose these, right? Listen.
Like, you
just make my job more difficult, bro.
Hey,
That's all
just
you
cut
do.
It out, man. Hey, man.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Just cut it out. No big deal.
This is nothing, bro. It's snip, bro. You know what I'm saying? No, so this was a team. The first thing that I thought of was the team needed a receiver. I think I've probably been saying that for a couple of years now because who they had on the roster previously. What was the guy from I ain't trying to disrespect him, but he's from Michigan. Who was the receiver from Michigan that was on this team?
Peoples Jones.
People were trying to push him on me, bro. I'm like, no, it's not it, bro. Right?
You weren't having it, bro.
And they went out and they got Jerry Jeudy, traded for Jerry Jeudy, which I love that. You got Amari Cooper, you got Elijah Moore. Not sure how that's gonna work out. I'm just looking at the receiver.
Hey man, what's wrong with Jerry Jeudy, bro?
What you mean? What happened?
What's wrong with him, bro? He pays too much attention to what people are talking about.
Social media, Twitter fingers,
bro. It's some how these kids grow up, man. They just can't.
Yeah.
It's a sickness, man.
Boys can't help it, bro.
Be in the lab, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, just
like he's so defensive, but like your play not matching up to you know what I'm saying? The expectation. You know what I mean? So yeah,
somebody's telling him something and he's going along with it, and it's not the truth, right? So
I guess.
So I think they don't have to press receiver here. They don't have to trade up for a guy. Maybe if a guy falls to them, they might be able to scoop a guy because I don't necessarily like the third receiver options. So that's something that they definitely could go after. Let's see here. They went out. They got Jordan Hicks. They got Devin Bush as well. I need to look at those contracts to see how
I think those are probably short-term deals.
Short term. So we're looking at linebacker, most definitely. That's probably the number one need that this team needs. Probably linebacker.
Three tech, second level defenders.
Yeah. Well, they gonna have their shot at a 3-tech. That's not something they gotta press at all. There's plenty of 3-techs in this draft. So I think linebacker, probably 2 of them. They got your boy, man. They got Jameis.
Yeah, JOK. JOK is out there. They gave Jordan Hicks a 2-year deal. So there's that. All
right. So
although JOK is entering the last year of his deal, by the way.
Oh, they gotta tighten that up. They gotta shore that thing up.
Yeah,
I know they've experienced a lot of injuries along the offensive line. Is it more of a question of depth? Are we filling a starting position?
Well, I mean, you talking about Jack Conklin at right tackle. We talking about Wyatt
Wills
Teller
at left.
But you got Dawan Jones. Dawan Jones is on the roster also.
Dawan is in the wings.
Batonio.
James Hudson played a lot last year. James Hudson ended up playing a lot last year too. So
maybe a center. I don't know how comfortable they are with Ethan Pokic at center. I do like their guards though with Batonio and Teller.
So it's not that we got to press. It's not that you got to press hard.
Not a big need. Not a big need.
Okay. So I think linebacker, receiver, and 3 technique. Those are the top 3.
I will say this: Jedrick Wills, and of course you mentioned Dawan Jones, right? Jedrick Wills going into the last year of his deal. The assumption here potentially is Dawan assuming a starting position. Conklin plays right tackle as well as Dawan, though. So
you got to figure it out.
That's the only thing there.
What you think about the running back position? Nick Chubb off of that injury. I know you got like Jerome Ford.
That's Nick
brought
Chubb,
in Naheem Hines. Oh, you did bring in
Deontay
Foreman also.
They got Ford and Foreman. They're straight, bro.
Yeah, they're good. They're good there.
They got Ford, bro, and Foreman. Ford.
Jerome.
Yeah.
Ford, bro.
You stamping them, bro?
Yeah. What you mean? That's my guy, bro. Okay. Y'all boys just hating, man. Still hating on Ford, bro.
I just traded for him in my dynasty, man. I can't hate that much, bro. Can't hate that much. I like him. I like Ford coming out.
All right, let's get it underway here. Only 5 selections, so we'll see if we want to manipulate this board at all. But this team is pretty much ready to go.
Manipulate with what, bro? Manipulate with what?
You know, trade down, bro. That's how you add picks, bro. You trade down. That's how you manipulate the board. All right. Does that help?
With what picks, bro?
Help?
Nah, bro. I'm looking at their picks, bro. You ain't doing that with them picks.
85, bro.
Nah, bro. Man. B.
No first round pick, no 4th round pick,
bro. And you just said it. This team's ready to go. What you mean?
Man, they are pretty much ready to go.
Come on.
Let's see. There it is, right there. Healthy. There it is, right there. Green Bay.
Bro, that's not realistic. So knock it off.
Listen, man.
Knock it off.
They might feel very strongly about a player, bro.
Braden Fisk there for you. That 3-tech. I'm sure Michael Hall's there also.
You got Edgerrin Cooper too.
Fisk and Michael Hall. Edgerrin Cooper, second level.
Ooh, you talking about
Edgerrin Cooper and JOK?
Do we get aggressive? So do we get Edgerrin Cooper
trade up
and then trade up for one of them D tackles, one of them 3-techs?
Yes.
So you say trade up?
Yes.
Yeah. Go get Cooper.
You said we ready to go. Let's get it.
I mean, they're about ready to go, bro. I was going to add a 3rd round pick though.
Nah, we don't need it, bro. Don't add it just to add it, bro. You know Ozzie Smith, bro.
Ozzie Smith.
That's my guy, bro. Ozzie's my guy, bro.
Ozzie Smith, the wizard.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sweat. You got Big Dalvin Tomlinson up front.
Yeah, you got Big Dalvin in there.
Yeah.
You got to penetrate, get after the quarterback. Yeah, Michael Hall and Fisk. Those are the best 3-techs remaining on the board. But I think we got to get Edgerrin Cooper with this pick, man. Let's shore that up. That second level.
Juice want to trade down 4 spots, lose Edgerrin Cooper, and draft Peyton Wilson, and then trade up. And go.
No, I ain't mad at that.
I never said draft Peyton Wilson, but you know.
That ain't a bad idea, though, Drew.
You know what I'm saying?
If we miss out on Cooper, we can get Peyton Wilson.
Now, if we miss out on both linebackers, we in trouble. I'll tell you straight up.
You go
3 technique.
Are we in trouble though?
You know, let's roll the dice, bro. I ain't scared. Trade with them boys.
You sound scared, bro. I'm just saying.
No, let's do it, bro. Nah, bro. Feel me? I said it with conviction, bro. There it is right there. Let's go, bro. Done. And look at that ridiculous haul. Come on, 49ers. Somebody get fired, bro.
All right. So obviously I'm going to take Edwin Cooper here. You guys mentioned trading up, though. All right. And that's part of the reason why I decided to go with the trade is to give us the draft capital so we can
No. I suggested otherwise we was drafting at what was it, 54.
What did you suggest, Drew? What did you suggest?
I said to trade with what you call it. What are we talking about?
Yes. Drew, you said it.
Uh-huh.
And by trading down, now we have the draft capital to trade back up. Bro, like, what do you think, bro? Everything is just linear, bro? Is that what you think, bro? Like,
bro, point A to point B. You know what I'm saying?
We manipulated the board, Drew. We manipulated the board.
Nah. Right. Manipulate the board means you offered and they trade. They were offering to you and manipulate nothing, man. Let's go now.
Here we go.
Bro. What are we doing?
Man. Drew is literally the heel of this panel, bro. He's literally the heel of it.
Hey, man.
All right.
Hey, gotta play your role, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Up to what pick are we trying to do? We want to get in front of Buffalo.
I think with Fisk and Michael Hall on the board, I'm okay just watching it. And once one of them get picked, then we'll pause the draft.
I got you. Yeah. Got you. All right.
Gotta be quick though. Gotta be quick, bro. Come on.
Woo! Let's lay it down, bro.
I think they're gone, bro.
You were quick enough, bro.
Wasn't quick enough, bro.
You know what? I think you know what the problem was Hall went first. That's what happened. I saw Fisk go after, and I was like, oh, Hall should still be there. Yeah, I think Hall went first is what happened. All right, so we got to pivot.
That's your boy Leonard Taylor still.
Yeah, I might have to. Leonard Taylor.
What about Marshawn Nealon?
You don't have that.
I like Marshawn Nealon. She like that, but
no. He.
I'll play Dorless at the 3, bro. I'll play Dorless at the 3.
Yeah,
bro. I don't care, bro.
Yes,
bro.
Care,
bro. I know.
Nealon and Dorless, do it, bro.
Nealon and Dorless.
Yes, bro. Because L'Jarius Sneed, you know, he's a productive guy, but he's older, so we need that future at the edge. I think Nealon is one of those big 4-3 defensive ends that could play in the system opposite Myles Garrett. We draft Dorless on the interior, and then we're good, bro. And then we got Edwin Cooper with the first pick.
So you're going to forego Leonard Taylor. You don't want to Leonard Taylor?
Dorless over Leonard Taylor, bro.
Yeah, Dorless over Leonard Taylor. I'm for sure. So
and then hold on.
You're trying to get Nealon. You're trying to get Nealon and Dorless.
Yeah, we got 85 and 91.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we made that trade that I suggested. You know what I'm saying? What you mean, bro? Let's get it.
What pick are we at right now? What number?
We're at 63. We're at 63 right now.
Oh, we might not be able to do that. I thought we were
Let me trade up.
It'd be tough to do it now. I didn't know we were at 63.
Do you want to wait a little bit?
Yeah, let's wait.
You know, let it roll, man.
Let it roll, bro.
Yeah, let it roll,
bro. I think
we got Berlin Trice.
Let me just see what it would cost at this juncture. Why isn't this coming off here? Oh, there we go. All right. Give me just a second here. Man, you ain't got no picks in 2025.
No. I think what it is, it might be because we already passed those rounds. I think it takes those rounds away.
Yeah. You're right.
Might have to let this roll, bro.
Roll, bro.
Because in reality, you give up like a third of next year, a second for next year, probably would do it.
I'm down letting it roll.
All right. Okay,
here we go. Gingerly. Damn, back-to-back receivers. Let's see what we got. What are we at? 71?
It's closer.
It's closer. See what we can.
It's not like Arizona needs additional picks, but let's see.
It is. Is that too much? Nope.
Yeah, Dana. Yeah, Trice is getting forgotten about a little bit. It's just a sparky, man. You know, those physical traits, the testing numbers. He's not a big time tester, not a big time mover, but man, he's physical. Speed to power. Love him on stunts. Playing those games up front. You know, bullying guards and tackles to the quarterback. Got a lot of pressures. Did he? He might have led the nation in just pressures.
Yeah, I think so. I think he did.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Just got to get the quarterback on the ground more often, but I think he's going to be a great value pick on day 2.
Got to finish, bro. Got to finish.
We can move up 20 spots here in the third by giving up the third next year, and we can also add a 5th. So I think we do that to secure Marshawn Nealon. You mentioned Braylon Trice. I get it. And this probably would be a good spot for him. I'm okay with either player. I lean towards Nealon, though.
I think Nealon has the more upside. You're talking about long-term trajectory and what Nealon can become. Yeah, more upside. But I think Trice is a player that can help you more immediately. As soon as he comes in the league, I think he's ready to go. I think Nealon needs some more development to do. And with this football team, with L'Jarius Sneed there, you know, you could sit him, you know, and let him develop a little bit until he's ready.
Yeah, he's not going to be thrust into huge, you know, snaps responsibilities. So, all right, I'm with it. Oh, no.
Dorless gone?
Yeah.
I guess we got to go get Leonard Taylor then.
Hurt.
Brother, you should be happy.
Oh, Mekhi Wingo too now.
That's Mekhi Wingo there as well.
That's a 3-tech for you.
Leonard Taylor.
You got to tell us about Leonard Taylor some more, man. Like, what's going on with him, man? He was like a first-round guy, and it's just a lot of inconsistency in his game.
Injuries.
I think there's inconsistency. I think there's injuries. I also think he was miscast. I think that might have been the biggest issue. Now, what's disturbing is his performance throughout the pre-draft process, almost as if he's not taking it seriously, right? Good. And the work ethic, that to me is a bit of a question mark as far as the work ethic and the professionalism, making sure that you're prepared, that you're in the best shape that you need to be in order to do this interview. That's what the combine's about. That's what the pro day is about. It's an interview. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, where Cam Kitchens didn't necessarily test great at the combine, he came back to the pro day, does a bit better, right? I didn't necessarily see that from Leonard Taylor. So that's my concern there. The talent is there for sure, though. Talent is absolutely there. And I think playing in an odd man front didn't do him any favors, right? He's a 3 technique. He could play 4-eye, he could play 5. They had him playing 0. They had him at 1 over the nose.
The worst position he could have been playing on the line.
But again, when you're trying to put your best players on the field, get all your best players on the field, especially at the collegiate level, you have a lot of guys playing out of position, right? And coaches aren't necessarily adjusting their scheme in order to put guys in a position to be successful. They're saying, okay, I'm just going to get as much talent out of high school as I possibly can, or the transfer portal, and then we're going to drop them into our system and let them do their thing. That's why the draft is such a projection, because a lot of times these guys aren't even being asked to do the things that are going to be required of them at the next level or being put in a position to be successful. So I think there's some volatility with Taylor. I really do think there's some volatility with him.
So speaking of that, then you kind of talked me off of him. Now I'm looking at Dwayne Carter from Duke. You know, we just spoke about him being able to play along the defensive line, including that 3-tech. He's not the prototypical 3-tech. I think he's over like 300 pounds, play with a lot of power, but he can get after the quarterback too. Then you got Mekhi Wingo also. He's smaller, but
you got the burst.
You know, they got the burst.
Joey, I don't think so. I don't think it's a bad D-tackle class. I think you think about it top to bottom. You got Johnny Newton, you got Murphy, you got Jenkins, you got Fisk, you got Michael Hall, T. Sweat. Like types of interior defensive line. I think it's a good class, and there are players that we like later as well, right? There are a number of players that we like later as well.
Christian Boyd.
I think
Boygby.
it's a good class. I think it's a good class. I think the thing with Leonard Taylor is that I don't know if I love him at 85. Fourth round, let's go.
Maybe.
Let's do it.
No, my guy Rook. I like Ruka Koror too. Another interior defensive lineman. Mm-hmm.
There's quite a few out there, man. So I don't think the class is bad at all. Mason Smith is another one, right? He just, you know, the injury last year, and of course, I think he was kind of getting back into football shape. But I think he's going to be a better pro than he was a college player, and he definitely flashed at the collegiate level. So there's quite a few. I would have loved to get Dorless, and I thought he might be there. That's why I traded the 91 instead of the 85, but he was picked a few spots ahead. So let's adjust. Let's adjust.
I like that comment, man. Mason Smith looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane.
Yeah, there's a little of that in this game. Listen, I like Mekhi Wingo.
Yeah.
You're looking for a 3 technique. I like Mekhi Wingo too. What you saying, Drew? Drew, you said Taylor didn't bat an eyelash.
I didn't, but then, like Kevin said, you taught me off of, man.
Yeah, I think
I'm good with Dwayne Carter, bro.
Yeah, I have Carter higher than Taylor in my rankings right now. I have it Carter, Taylor, and Wingo, all in order.
Okay.
With Carter.
Is there anybody else you would take here at 85? Let's look at it from that perspective.
What does it show as best player available? Just want to make sure we don't miss.
Pooney on the board. Do they need a Pooney? They can use a Pooney at center, bro. I like Pooney.
I think Poking is okay, bro.
He's the guy?
I think he's all right. A couple of years on his deal. I'm actually more concerned about tackle.
Willis, Conklin, Daewon Jones.
Well, we can prioritize, you know, better player here. You know, and not to talk you off of Pooney altogether. We could talk about just having a better player. And here's my other thing, bro. Here's a thought. This is Isaac, bro. Move Nealon in to 3 tech.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
What say you? That
well, so
or would you prefer to wait on a Carter or even draft Carter right now?
Well, I'm good drafting Carter right now. I understand in terms of adding a DC Isaac, but what we talked about in terms of that interior needs a boost, bro. Like,
yeah, and I think you're looking for more of an immediate impact here as well. So that might swing the pendulum here. So thinking Dwayne Carter right here.
Let's go grab Dwayne.
All right, let's grab Dwayne.
So that's 50 picks.
Joey, high on the Byron Murphy. Poking is a bit on the
10
side.
best players in the class.
I know he started his career in Seattle. Leonard Taylor was lasted till 4-1. I think the 130th pick.
Oof.
There's a reason for that. There's a legitimate reason for it, bro. Like he hasn't done himself any favors. None. All right. Estimate Irving. Top backs. Thrash. Do they need anybody behind
Joku?
And Joku? There's you got Gonclaves right there. Hadley. Want to add a tackle to the mix?
Yeah. I like Gonclaves' game.
There's your 3 technique. He's still there.
Hey, we got 3 defensive guys. 2 got Nealon and Carter. Another guy.
Can't have enough.
You can't have.
This team don't have much needs.
Brownlee Jr., Renardo Green.
Oh no, we can wait on that. Let me look at the corners. They got
Denzel Ward, Martin Emerson Jr., Greg Newsome.
They brought in Tony Brown and Greg Newsome out there at the nickel position. So, yeah, you could never have too many corners, bro.
Newsome's in the last year of his deal, though. Keep that in mind.
They probably need a nickel then. We need a nickel.
They have Cameron Mitchell. They did draft Cameron Mitchell, too.
Was it 138, 156?
Then it said check receivers. receivers.
I was thinking either Jamari Thrash or Luke McCaffrey. Those are the two I was kind of thinking about. I think we can go with. What you thinking?
Yeah, Thrash the route runner. I think he played inside, outside. Luke McCaffrey, bigger body. I like him in the run game. Very physical across the middle of the field. So if you want a physical receiver in the middle of the field, it'd be Luke McCaffrey. You got Elijah Moore. They traded for Moore too. They traded for Elijah Moore. They traded for Jerry Jeudy. Cedric Tillman is an outside guy.
They have a Conquo too. Conquo's a good player, bro, up front. So I think we've done more than enough along the defensive line.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Still got Siaka Ika out there, Mo Hurst, Shelby Harris, and they got some guys with some years on their contracts as well. So adding Nealon and Dwayne Carter, I think, is more than enough to the defensive line. There's some other players that I like, but I think we've done enough there.
So you want to grab another receiver?
Corner receiver. I'm good with the receiver here.
So at receiver, it's Cooper, who's in the last year of his deal, by the way. So that's as well as Elijah Moore. Those two are in the last year of their respective deals. So I could get behind a receiver here.
So you say Amari Cooper is on the last year's deal?
Yeah, if you're not bringing back Amari, I think you go Jamari Thrash. But if you bring back Amari, then I think you go Luke.
We don't know. We don't know. Amari could potentially, get injured. You know what I'm saying? Under those circumstances, are we going to give him a long-term deal? You clearly have designs on Jerry Jeudy being part of your team long-term. You gave him an extension. Cedric Tillman is still in the wings. And again, Elijah Moore is in the last year of his deal. So I'm not sure one or two of those guys may not be back in Cleveland. So from that perspective, I certainly can get behind a receiver. I think just in terms of the players on the board, I might prioritize these corners, though. But I'm okay with the Thrash here.
I think I might go with the corner.
Okay.
I like Jarron Jones. He could come in, play slot, really good in man coverage. He could replace Greg Newsome. If you move off from Greg Newsome after this season, that'll be the guy I'm looking at. Got more size than a Brownlee Jr.
Scroll down real quick on there. Just want to see some chances. Yeah, I think you can wait on that. Especially the nickel position. All right, I'm good. I'm good with State there at the corner position.
This is probably the last tackle that we would draft here. Gonclaves.
Yeah. Gonclaves or is it pronounced? I think it's Gonsalves. I'm not sure. Man. We gotta look at this. Yeah.
It's not Claves. It's not Claves. It's not. The L is after the A. So
I think that the C is a S. I think the C is a S, man. Gonsalves. I like, he gets in good position, plays with really good angles. I like with his hands and feet. They work really good together. His hands are always up, ready to put in that work. And he has shorter arms. It's 33 inches. So, some people say move him inside. But he looks good at tackle. He looked good at tackling pit. So he offers that versatility to play tackle or guard for the Browns.
I think that's significant. They really have a rash of injuries. Guys have struggled to stay healthy. Both tackles have struggled to stay healthy. So I actually Thrash. Yeah. I want to go tackle because I just don't think there's anybody else ever going to draft here. We're not going to draft anybody else here. So I would prioritize the tackle. KJ, check out our Senior Bowl 101s if you want to kind of get an introduction to Jamari Thrash, man. Excellent route runner. Excellent. Yeah. Easy.
Yeah, opening the phone booth. Mm-hmm.
All right. Gonsalves it is.
Let's get it.
Gonclaves.
Let's see what receiver and corner have to offer as we get back on the board.
I'm still on the Jarron Jones.
Yep,
and you got Thrash. They're still there.
Still there. Ooh. But you giving up one. You're gonna give up one.
The next pick is at 206. So let's see. Let's call Minnesota. And I'll give you both of these. Nope.
The rest of your draft,
rest of my draft.
Like,
Tried to give it to them, but they weren't having it. Let's try 167. So 167. Nope. All right. So, what do you want to prioritize first and foremost? Receiver or corner?
I think the smart thing would probably be corner, but
yeah, I'm thinking corner too.
So it's unfortunate not to give up on Thrash at the receiver position. That hurts a little bit. But corner.
It's corner's a little deeper right now than receiver. So if you miss out on Jones, I like Smith Wade, I like Josh Newton. Thinking of a slot guy, I think go up a little bit. Got your boy Kellen King out there. You want to get Kellen King?
It's late. He time to draft Kellen King.
He won't be there at 206 though. 50 picks, he ain't gonna be there. He's not gonna be there.
I would rock with Miles Harden. I'd rock with Miles Harden.
All right, man. Let's roll the dice, bro. It's Thrash.
I'm just putting it out there. We can still try to trade up. It's just we're just gonna have to wait a little bit. It's probably gonna be closer to like 190 as opposed to 150 something.
Depends on who's on the board.
Yeah,
at 190. All right.
I don't know. I'm thinking getting the corner now. Because you got like Taj Washington there also. I like Taj Washington's game. He can play that slot for you. Really strong hands. He got some of the strongest hands in the draft class. So,
but there's a potential to lose
Thrash.
Amari Cooper, right? Route runner. You're gonna replace him with a route runner.
Route runner with Thrash.
Yeah.
You got Tillman. You got Tillman and Judy.
Yeah, but Tillman ain't a route runner. Judy is okay.
Yeah, that's your route runner.
Okay.
You got to catch it, but that's your route runner. That is your route runner.
Got it.
So.
All right, corner then.
What's happening, DP? All right, let's go corner here. L'Jarius Jones.
Let's get him.
Lock it in. State. All right, man. Let's see. Thrash gone already, huh?
Nah, he there.
Well, he's
still there.
Damn.
Got Luke McCaffrey can fall back on too.
Yeah, we do.
Todd Washington, I like.
We got some guys. They go Thrash.
Oh, Thrash is gone.
They go Luke. Luke gone. Hooker gone.
Don't look.
Newton gone.
Everybody going.
Everybody gone. Nia Smith gone.
And he waiting a long time, bro.
It's 50 picks, bro.
Look at what Smith Wade right there.
Smith Wade would have been there still.
Wow, Bortolini's out here.
Bortolini.
He might be your center long term.
Now that he's just sitting out there, right?
Yeah, Mustafa's out here. Jalen Simpson. What's your safety position looking like?
Got Delpit, right?
What's happening, Jake?
Yeah. You got Delpit, and you got
Thornhill,
yeah.
Thornhill, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Anthony Bell and Rodney.
I might want to pick up one of these guys before we call it a night. Simpson or Mustafa. Flournoy is still there. Had a solid Senior Bowl performance.
My guy Taj Washington's still there too.
Yeah, Mississippi Nebraska was on the Bortolini. I kind of like Bortolini right here.
Put him as a long-term center.
Yeah.
And then grab a receiver, and then what was the other one you said? There was one more.
Yeah, one of the safeties. If the safeties are available.
Grab Bortolini. Excellent in this zone scheme.
Yep.
Get to the second level. Good moving ability.
Mustafa just got picked.
Damn it. He's got Evan Williams.
Dominic Hampton.
Evan Williams. Yeah. Still got some guys. All right, and then receiver. You want to go? What you want to? You want to go Taj?
If you want a slot, it's Taj. If you want a big body on the outside, you got Jack St. Cornelius Johnson. Flournoy's out there too. We like what he did at the Senior Bowl. He gets into his routes really quickly. Plays with the
no nonsense. Florida got no nonsense.
You got Jaquan Jackson, Tulane.
I like Jackson.
You got Jets.
I was impressed. I was impressed by Jackson. So you wanna see what's there at 243 and prioritize Evan Williams.
Yeah, let's go get Hampton.
Yeah,
go get Hampton.
All right, Dominique Hampton at 219, and then we'll see what remains here at receiver.
They're not touching him, bro. I think
there goes Weston there.
Tajay just went, and I think your boy just went. Yeah. So it's Cornelius Flournoy.
Want to give Flournoy some love?
Yeah, let's give Flournoy some love.
Or do you feel strongly about a Johnson or Bub Means Jackson?
No, I'm
Jackson.
Xavier Weaver. Xavier Weaver.
Colorado.
Well,
what you saying, Drew?
That's a USF transfer right there, bro. What you mean?
That is. You want to draft him?
I'm asking y'all, boys.
Nah,
I'm
with any of these guys, really.
Let's go Flournoy, yeah. Flournoy. Let's go Flournoy, yeah.
All right. Southeast Missouri State.
Get into his route, man. Let's get that on.
No nonsense, bro.
Yeah, let's get that route running. Back in the fold if Mark Cooper walks out the door in Flournoy. So, yeah.
All right, this is a pretty impressive haul considering.
All right, we went from 5 picks. We started with 5
capital.
Picks.
Yeah.
Trading down.
You manipulate the draft board, Drew. That's what you do.
Got to manipulate
the draft board. All right, Drew, break it down.
All right, with the first pick, we went and we actually started with, I think it was pick 54. We traded, I think, with was it Green Bay? We got Edgerrin Cooper. We know at the second level of this team, I think they signed 2 linebackers, but we want to make sure that we can shore things up. Edgerrin Cooper and JOK on this team. That's flash all over the place, bro. That's Barry Allen and what's the other flash? I'm drawing a blank, man. There's actually 2 other flashes. Help me out, Juice. You know any other flashes?
That ain't my forte.
Nah, I don't remember them, bro. It's been a while.
Oh, man. Somebody in the comment section, man. Barry Allen and
Zoom.
Flash and Zoom. Nah, bro. Nah, come on.
Flash and Zoom, bro. Come on.
Them boys don't get a Zoom, bro. Nah, that's too much. That's too much, man. This is one of the other flashes, although Zoom is a flash. But anyways, and then with what we traded, we went and we got Marshawn Nealon. I think, what was the talk? It was Marshawn Nealon and
Dorless.
Dorless. We were trying to get both of them.
85.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think he went 3 or 4 picks before that, maybe 4 or 5, maybe 5 picks before that. So we had to settle on Dwayne Carter. I think the talk was we wanted to go Leonard Taylor because we thought perfect fit 3 technique, but Juice talked us off the ledge or talked us out of it because
they always got us, bro.
Wally, there we go. Wally West. That's the one I was thinking about. Wally West. Yeah. We got it. But yeah, so we ended up going with Dwayne Carter instead of Leonard Taylor because this off his interview, he's done poorly in the interview process at the current moment. So in terms of showing up at the combine, showing up at the pro bay, and just being better, man. And it wasn't a lot he needed to do either, which is crazy, man. Just show up and be ready, man. Because obviously we understand that he was miscast out there at Miami playing the nose, which is ridiculous. And then at 138, we had to wait 50 picks. We got Matt Gonsalves. Is that how we saying it?
Gonsalves.
I just say how I say it. And Headley was talking about it earlier in terms of his ability to play tackle or guard, but I think you said you like him better at tackle because of his movement ability and that nice hands that he's got. Then we got the slot corner in Jerian Jones from State, nice and physical and to the point. And then we got Tanner Bortolini. So we got the offensive tackle, right? They'll figure that out because we got Dawan Jones. We got 2 right tackles on the team that we got to figure out to push somebody else to the left. But now we got Matt out there who else can help with that. And then we got Tanner Bortolini in terms of the interior. Helps with the depth. Just talking about earlier in terms of this team, just guys can't stay healthy for that interior, for the offensive line. And then Dominique Hampton, is that safety 5? Headley?
I got Hicks 3. No, he's not safety 5. I got Hicks 3. I got DTD 4. I think I got Colt Bishop 5 or Bullard 5. Bullard and both Colt Bishops ahead of him.
Smells like 8 or 9.
Yeah, he's a little down, but I love his skill set though, man. I think he's more of a fifth round guy.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He had nice sparking numbers, if I remember correctly. But
Yeah, he tested
and
well.
then he tested well. That's a guy I probably thought wouldn't have tested well, but he did. And then Ryan Flournoy, who was out there at the Senior Bowl, Drew said it. No nonsense, gets into his route. It's all about business, and that's what you want from the receiver position, especially if there's a chance that you might lose Amari Cooper.
Yeah, we entered this draft with the understanding that this team didn't have a ton of needs. I think that the primary areas, as far as starters were concerned, was potentially at linebacker. I actually think they have with the veterans that they brought in. I think they're in decent shape opposite JOK, but certainly if you can improve the position, you can. It's the 3 technique, right? Fisk, Michael Hall, they went very quickly. I was slow on the uptake there with the pause button, but I think bringing in Nealon and Dwayne Carter actually gives you a lot of flexibility because I believe Nealon, although we see him as a long-term edge opposite Myles Garrett, he certainly can play inside as well as Dwayne Carter. Dwayne Carter can play up over the nose. He can line up at the 3 technique, 4 5, whatever you want to do with him. He has that flexibility. So I think considering that we were able to get both Nealon and Carter on top of what they already have on the roster, they're in really good shape along the down line. Drew, you alluded to it, mentioned it with respect to the tackle position, offensive line. Gonsalves and Bortolini, I think, is exactly what the doctor ordered in terms of depth that this team needs. That showed up. That was a problem in the playoffs. Was all of the bodies that were missing up front, right? It's a long season, right? It's a 17-game season. They're pushing for 18 games now, right? Games being played on Wednesday nights. So the attrition is an issue, right? So I think, again, with a team that doesn't have a bunch of glaring needs, adding 2 guys that we think could eventually become starters here in day 3 goes a long way as well. Jerry Jones could be your starting nickel a season from now. We really like Dominique Hampton, Flournoy. I don't know. I don't know whether or not Flournoy is going to stick or not, but I think he has a skill set that is intriguing enough here at 243. And then, of course, my guy Adrian Cooper at the top. I mentioned linebacker was a position that they could go into 2024 with what they have on the roster, but if they're able to add Adrian Cooper to JOK, I mean, there's nothing happening sideline to sideline. There's nothing going down. There's just too much speed, too much athleticism, in the second level of the defense. And we've made this point consistently throughout the offseason is that the better teams in the NFL had great second level linebacking play. And I think what those guys do, not only against the run, even with JOK being a bit smaller, being undersized, but what they do in the passing game is serious. It's already difficult to move the football against this Browns defense, and we just made it that much more difficult. This is going to come down to quarterback play in Cleveland. It's going to come down to quarterback play. I think we've plugged sealed whatever cracks may be in the roster foundation, but definitely quarterback play is going to be the difference here in Cleveland. So I like it. Helly, what was your favorite day 3 selection?
I'm gonna go with 2 guys, and these are my guys in the secondary. The Cleveland Browns already have a strong secondary, so they add to it with Jerry Jones and Dominique Hampton. Both of those players, a lot of length, pause, and speed. Jerry Jones and Hampton, they come down, they hit, very physical, aggressive in nature with the ball in the air or in the run game. And I like Hampton. He gets all over the football field, and there's a lot of safeties where they're just good against the run, not so good against the pass, or vice versa, good against the pass and not good against the run. Hampton gives you the best of both worlds, very versatile. And Jones does the same thing, too. Excellent man corner, come in at the slot, replace Greg Newsome. How he click and closes and hits guys on those screen games, man, really impressive for Jerry and Jones. So I like both of those guys. They're fast, they're long, and they're aggressive. So those are my 2 favorite guys in day 3.
All right. That's going to do it. That actually brings our team-specific 7-round mock drafts for the 2024 NFL draft cycle to an end. All right. And the next time we will see you guys will be next week, Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, April 2nd. And we're going to get into position rankings. All right. We're really going to break down Drew and Headley's respective position rankings. We'll also get into the 32-team mock drafts as we lead up to the 2024 NFL draft. All right. So for Headley, Drew, this is Juice. We will see everyone next week. Have a great weekend.